On second down, Hankins back to pass, pump fake, eludes the rush to the outside. Phillips nearly had it. He's got a man wide open. End zone, touchdown, Millionaire. The final 54 seconds, back to pass, Henry. Throws to the outside man there. Zach Fry over the shoulder. End zone, touchdown. What a throw, what a catch. Second down, goal at the 5. Bradley rolling out, throwing into the end zone, touchdown. Todd Sanford. Play action, Messina. Setting it down. He's got a man there. He's got the catch. Riley Conboy at the 20, the 15. Touchdown. They go to Potts. He bounces to the outside. Potts again to the 10, the 5. Potts. Touchdown. What a run by the freshman. And tonight, high school football weekend number 2 and a big early season shootout between two teams. Selinsgrove, a club that's gone to the PIAA the last 2 years, the defending District 4 AAA champion. And the Montoursville Warriors eyeing their first win over Selinsgrove since 2000. Hi again, everybody. Gary Crispin along with Babe Mayer from Memorial Stadium. Shootout tonight between two outstanding football teams. Trying to get some questions in the line, but two outstanding quarterbacks. The Seals head-to-head with the Warriors here tonight.
Well, you know, it's rare to see these teams play this early, but they are playing the second game of the season, and it couldn't be bigger. Could have implications way down the road for both these ball clubs.
And look for a lot of passes tonight. Bryson Messina, the record-setting QB of Montoursville. Logan Libby, the record-setting QB from Selinsgrove. They go head-to-head once again. A year ago, Selinsgrove won it in OT, 30-24. They're both 1-0 coming in. We'll be back with more. This is the Rennie Road Armor All-State Game of the Week. You're watching on WebWeeklyLive.com.
Post 104, veterans serving our community.
Way to market your business. State-of-the-art signage, auto trim design. Legion Road, Muncie, Joan Kennedy. We go back a lot of years. Tell me all about auto trim.
You know, it's a great place. We design decals. We do tinning. We'll do accessories for vehicles. We'll do pretty much anything. All you do is have to send us a pic. We'll copy it. We'll completely wrap your vehicle. We're good.
Signage for a team, for a sports team, and so much more. Auto trim design. Legion Road, Muncie. Check them out this week.
Hi, this is Scott from Harder Sporting Goods. You've known us as your baseball headquarters for years. But now we'd like you to know we have a full line of football equipment like Under Armour cleats, receiver's gloves, shoulder pads, pants, anything that you need for your individual or team needs. And also we can do your rewards for your end of the year banquets. Come see us at Harder Sporting Goods, 2098 Lycoming Creek Road, where we play to win.
Over 30 years, one family of dealerships has grown to include 14 brands at 8 locations on an unyielding commitment to hometown values and unrivaled service, selection, and customer satisfaction for 30 years. Fairfield, for fair deals. You're gonna love us.
You've known the name for more than 50 years. Alvarado Construction, offering extensive design and build services all over Pennsylvania. John Alvarado, now you're doing even more residential.
We've partnered with Scholl's Design, a residential architectural firm, offering designs out of their catalog. Also have the ability to do a custom design in-house for our clients.
And a remodel, like the Kiss FM home makeover, a huge success.
That was a great project. Gave them a new kitchen in about 3 days.
Alvarado Construction for residential and commercial builds.
Taught in the district for 35 years.
And once again, there a moment of silence prior to the start of this ball game for Jim Ship, a former teacher here, a former coach who passed away in this last week.
As an official, he served in the United States Marine Corps in Vietnam and Desert Storm, and retired after 32 years with the rank of colonel. At this time, if we would please observe a moment of silence for John Beresford and Jim Shimp. Thank you. And now if you would please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And we're about ready to go tonight. Moment of silence for both Jim Shimp and John Beresford. Great supporters of this program, have been around it for a lot of years, and our thoughts and prayers to their families. I know they're thinking of them tonight, this first home game, or this first TV game, but certainly back here, the second home game for the Montoursville Warriors. Seals and Montoursville. Let's go down to Ben Reichley. It doesn't get any better, and the guy that bleeds little orange and maroon has got to be Ben Reichley. He holds the all-time interception record at Selinsgrove High.
If I still have that, it's way too old. Should have been broken. Hey, big game tonight. This is the second game, but really the first game of the old schedule. The old schedule used to be 2 scrimmages, so teams played last week. So the second week of the season, now we're looking at the original first game. But look for Selinsgrove. Again, a young team that had a fairly easy way with Filton last week. How seasoned did they get? Montoursville got in a dogfight with Shikellamy, so did they get more seasoned? Coach Kiefer talked about a good week of practice, not a great week of practice. Coach Hicks told me that they had a good solid week. But I'll tell you what, guys, I think this is going to come down to quarterback play, yes. Line play, yes. Offensive, defense. However, the bottom line, I believe, tonight is going to be what special team outplays each other. Key kick return, a key field goal, a key punt that might pin a team down in their own territory. Let's see what happens on special teams tonight.
No doubt. Thanks, Ben. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. Set the starting lineups. Seals and the Warriors are next on Cable Sports. Jim Moff and Associates, you've been at it for 30-plus years. The biggest kick you must get is helping so many people out achieve the proper retirement with the money they really need, right?
Correct. Now, there's some folks that really don't have a lot of assets, but we're able to help them to achieve financial success for retirement. A little bit of discipline and some savings each month will get them there.
Jim Moff and Associates, moffandassociates.com. Well, we've got a great atmosphere tonight. You're watching on WebWeeklyLive.com. Second of the doubleheader. Jamie and Paul had that Williamsport game earlier. As you're watching tonight at 11, and watch anytime the replay at WebWeeklyLive.com. And then, of course, Sunday at 10, Monday at 7, Comcast 190. Gary Crispin and Babe Mayer. 1-0 records. The Seals did it 51-0 last week. And forced a bunch of turnovers. They looked dominant all the way around. The Warriors had an 18-point lead in their ball game against Schick last week. They turned it over 5 times, led them back in the game, and held on to win 25-20.
Well, you know, I thought Ben Reichley made a great comment there when he was down on the sideline. He talked about who got the most out of that opening week game. And I honestly think the Montoursville Warriors did. They got in a tight game. They had to learn how to win in a tight game. And they went against a much more formidable opponent. I think that Selinsgrove ran up a big score, but they didn't get the experiences that I think they're going to need.
And let's take our starting lineups. Take a look. Brought to you by Auto Trim Design. And let's take a look at the lineups for this ball game tonight. Auto Trim Design's lineups for the Warriors offensively, as you're taking a look at the offense up front. And, of course, Rothrock will be the tight end. There they are right there. Travis Johnson, a young freshman that gets a start up front for this team. Messina, the record breaker. Lewis and Ott. Of course, you've got Shea and Conboy. And there's the Warrior defense. And there's a lot of young guys. This is a new group up front between Rank, Hoffman, Martin, and Steinbacher up front. But they've got some veterans. Of course, Nolan Ott leads at safety. Selinsgrove, we're going to take a look. Anthony Washington, by the way, a number change. Couldn't find his jersey. He'll wear number 36. in this ball game tonight. That'll be Washington. Logan Leiby's a record setter. Garrett Campbell was an all-league guy at safety a year ago. Campbell will start. Remember, Javon Batts was the go-to guy there last year. He had to play behind him offensively. He's a really skilled player. But I'm telling you, they're going to throw the ball all over the yard tonight. Selinsgrove defensively, they keep reloading. Ryan Varner, the nose guard, 5'10", 314. He stops everything in front of him. Eric Bogar had a big game last week at the inside linebacker spot. They're starting a freshman corner in Josh Nyland, number 7. And according to Derek Hicks this week, he said Nyland did a pretty good job that first game as a starter. Garrett Campbell led this club, the safety, 23 with 7 interceptions. He was all-league a year ago. Keep an eye on him as the Warriors get set. Ethan Lazorka kicking back to Selinsgrove to start this ball game.
You know, if this game goes anything like the games in the past, you better be ready to play for the full 48 minutes in this ball game, because they generally go into the fourth quarter as a good ball game, and you better stay with it. If you fall behind on the scoreboard, it could make it tough.
Here comes Lazorka, back deep. Ryan Booker 4, and Ricky Cope wears number 6 for the Seals tonight. Game 2, Cable Sports in our 30th season. And there's Booker right near the goal line, brings it back to the 10, out over the 20. And the Warriors, little gang tackling going on out of the 23. Brian Schaefer comes over to make the tackle, and also Steinbacher in that play. And they're going to set up first down and 10. Here comes Logan Leiby. 6'1", 196. Remember 2 years ago, he started as a freshman. We did a lot of big playoff games when they battled Jersey Shore 2 years ago. This is the young guy that they gave the ball to, and he's that much better. And Derek Hicks says he'll call a lot of his own plays and have that audible at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Derek Hicks brought in a coach that was a quarterback himself, has worked with Leiby for the last couple of years, and I think we've seen unbelievable improvement in him.
Lone setback right next to him is Campbell. They come trips near side, and they're going to flood it with that passing game tonight. Back to pass, throws to the outside. That's Inch with a catch, 25-30, and out over the 30 to the 34-yard line. Jared Inch, number 84, tackle that time. Brian Schaefer comes over to make that play. Schaefer had a good first week, had 10 tackles to lead Montoursville last week, and they're coming hurry-up offense. No huddle. They come double wide ass left and right. Second down 1 after a 9-yard gain. Back to pass, dumping it off. Ricky Cope, and he's got great speed to the outside. They're going to put a lot of pressure on that secondary out to the 40, a first down to the 45, and Schaefer again from his safety spot comes over to make that tackle.
Montoursville's defensive line is standing up with the offensive line of Selinsgrove, but getting no penetration to maybe deflect that pass.
Here comes Logan Leiby, only a junior. Threw for nearly 2,000 yards a year ago, 23 touchdowns. Now a veteran as a junior. They go to Campbell off that right side. Breaks one tackle. Good cut back at the 50. Campbell again to the 45. Dragging people with him. Schaefer had a shot. Boy, some gang tackling. Torrin Lewis comes over to make the tackle. He also had some help for the Montoursville Warriors defensively coming over to make that play. And then Nolan Ott also in that play for Montoursville, a 17-yard gain.
This is all scripted right now. The coaches right now have these first maybe 20, 25 plays scripted. They know what they want to run. That's why they're running so fast.
Here comes Leiby, trips top of the screen. No score just underway on WebWeeklyLive.com. Our Rennie Road Armor All-State game on Cable Sports. Leiby. Well, I'd say he'll switch it up at the line of scrimmage. Back to pass. Rush coming. They got him. Big time sack. Put up that time by Tom Shea. Starting at linebacker tonight. Linebackers are Shea, Torrin Lewis, and Rothrock. And that time, Tom Shea, you know, he's 5'10", 175, but you see the athletic ability for a kid that plays so tough and really peaked at the end of last year, offensively and defensively.
That was a good defensive call to slow down that their passing game.
All right, back to live action, second down and 10. Leiby steps up over the middle, incomplete. Ricky Cope in his hand, and up Brian Schaefer got a piece of him at about the 31-yard line. Right now, the Warriors trying to settle down defensively. They got a new group up front with Bryce Rank, Owen Hoffman, Mark Martin, and Brandon Steinbacher.
Now, Selinsgrove had a lot of success throwing the pass out in the flat and picking up yards after the catch. In this series here, the first 2 downs, they've gone downfield and come up empty.
3rd down, 15, Leiby. They go trips top of the screen. Rolling that way. Leiby dumps it to the outside, incomplete. Try to go back to Jared Inch. And they're going to have to punt that football away. And Leiby is the punter, as is Bryson Messina for the Montoursville Warriors.
Mitchell Rothrock put pressure on the quarterback, made him get rid of that ball a little bit earlier than what he would have liked to, and it went out incomplete.
Deep back, Anthony Washington back there normally wears number 1. He's wearing 36 in this ball game. He's back deep with Nolan Ott, and you know how dangerous Nolan Ott is.
Leiby is a good kicker, as is Messina. Both quarterbacks are kickers.
Yeah, Messina had a 60-yarder last week. Kick it away from Ott. They give it to Washington. He's dangerous on the outside. Washington tries to turn that corner. The knee may have gone down. He only got it back to the 12. And now pretty good field position defensively for the Seals. And here comes Bryson Messina. Paul Oyster made that tackle.
By number 50, Paul Oyster. 1st and 10, Montoursville.
Game of the week brought to you by Auto Trim Design. Joan Kennedy and the gang do a great job. They can do anything. They can design a new look for a building, for a car, for a truck. And they did our banners. They did a great job. Auto Trim Design. And check them out. Right off the Halls-Pennsdale exit off I-180, right behind Lesser Lumber. Auto Trim Design. Off that left side, Nolan Ott. Not much. They would love to establish the run.
Number 30,
but
Nolan
up
Ott,
front, when you've got the likes up front defensively of Ryan Varner at 5'10", 314, and then Joe Kahn comes up to make a big play. Kahn had a good ball game, returned to fumble for a touchdown a week ago.
And the offensive line from Montoursville's all new. They had all seniors last year. Good offensive line. This is a new offensive line.
2nd down, 8. Messina. Good run by Ott again, out over the 25 for a first down to about the 26-yard line. Cody Showers, the safety, comes over. He's the free safety. They've got Campbell playing strong safety tonight for Derek Hicks. Seals of Selinsgrove.
All right, that was a good first down play. They did not want to go 3 and out deep in their own territory.
They've got Shea top of the screen, Riley Conboy to the near side. The tight end, remember that's Mitchell Rothrock. He's a veteran. Play action, Messina comes to the outside. Great catch, Conboy. Near a first down. See what kind of a spot. He got at least 9 out of that. And a good job by Conboy.
Brought down by number 7, Joshua Nyland.
I think he's going to be a foot short, which is good play calling situation for the offense because they actually have a play to burn here as long as they don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, then it kills this situation.
2nd down, 1. Messina. Looks like a false start perhaps against the Montoursville Warriors.
And that's the mistake I was talking about.
Got to be interesting to see, too, if they pick on Josh Nyland. He is a freshman starting at corner. And according to Derek Hicks, had a pretty good game last week. He said he got burned early and then came back, made a great play at the end zone, break one out. And it's going to be offside. Selinsgrove, so the Warriors get a break. Anytime you see that play, you think you're going to get a false start, be set back, but you've got a first down and 10.
Yeah, I didn't see either team move. Maybe it could have been someone lined up offsides or.
You know, to show how dominant Selinsgrove has been, the Warriors have not beaten them since 2000 when Frank Jankowski was a sophomore and Adam Bratton had a big night. A big upset at Selinsgrove that night. Play off that left side, and that play, I think that game alone and the type of game Bratton had, I helped get him a scholarship to William & Mary. Tony Dressler making the tackle. He's playing down lineman. Remember, he has played since he's been a freshman as a defensive tackle. He's a wide receiver but playing D tackle. And he may go one way because of cramping issues coming into this ball game. 2nd down, 9.
Well, that time the defense slanted right into the play, so that was a good defensive call on that play.
You've got Shade, top of the screen. Conboy back here, back to pass, looking for Shea. Shea's got his man beat on the dead run. Touchdown, Warriors. Perfect pass, Messina to Tom Shea. 59 yards.
59 yards, but it was thrown a lot more than that. It was thrown across the field, and a great pass, great catch in stride. And so the Warriors go on top. Offensive line is doing a good job of pass blocking. They're having trouble with the run. The pass blocking, though, they seem to have put together, and that could be a key for this team early in the season.
Does it great fake by Messina, and then Shea just ran away from his man. That's a great play. 87-yard drive, 59 yards. Lazorka for the point after. Kick is up, kick is good. We'll take time out. From Memorial Stadium, Warriors draw first blood over the Seals. 7-0. We'll be back on Cable Sports.
Ray-Ban, Nike, Polo Ralph Lauren, Maui Jim, Costa, Gucci, Wiley X. Price Optical has the widest selection of sunglass eyewear in the area. Attention gas workers and outdoorsmen and women. Wiley X sunglasses are ANSI safety rated and military ballistic certified. At Price Optical, we set our sights on your vision. Our focus is on providing you complete quality eyewear. Price Optical, for the finest in eyewear.
You know by now, I love the Clothier. Men's clothing at the finest in Central PA with the biggest selection in the state. Francis, how do you do it? You've got a huge selection for everybody.
We try to fit everybody from head to toe with clothes from all the brands around the world. Fit you up exactly the way you like to look.
West 4th Street, downtown Williamsport. Biggest selection, finest menswear in Pennsylvania. The Clothier, downtown Williamsport. A big strike early. Bryson Messina, the senior QB, 59 yards to Tom Shea, who led this club with 31 catches a year ago. Boy, right on the money. You don't throw it any better. You don't run a pattern any better than Tom Shea ran it. Made it look easy. An 87-yard drive, and it's 7-0. We've got Booker back deep, along with the deep back there right now, and Ricky Cope. Well, I say a knee went down, and that time Booker went down, put a knee down at the 2, and a big mistake down there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he put a knee down or the ball actually went out of bounds there after he touched it. One of the two, but it doesn't matter. They're in trouble deep in their own territory.
Game of the week brought to you by Harder Sporting Goods. Play to win, and the Play to Win Harder Sporting Goods halftime show. Locally owned, they've been doing it for over 100 years in Williamsport, like Cumming Creek Road. See Scott and the gang. Harder's, your local hometown sporting goods store. When you say Harder's, you say Williamsport.
Been there for a long time. I did moved one time from downtown out on the creek. Still the same quality products.
And now they're bringing it up back into the ball game for Selinsgrove. Hunter Croman comes in at fullback, trying to get a little running room. They're going to get it to Campbell, and Campbell gets out to about the 5-yard line. Just trying to get a guy in front of him. You don't see him run two backs very often. Torrin Lewis, a linebacker, 39, made the tackle.
Well, that time they went out of the quarterback was under the center. And that's the first we've seen that. And it has to do with the fact that they have their backs to the end zone. You don't want to be handing the ball off back in the end zone, so you move the quarterback up. He's back there now, though.
2nd down, 8. And now Logan Libby sets up in the shadow of his own goal line. Little screen, that's inch. Boy, not much. Back to the 5, maybe a yard gain, and Anthony Washington comes up to make the tackle. Good play.
Washington made a good tackle, and I'll tell you who made a good play was Tommy Shea. He read what was happening. He came out and did not allow the man to cut back inside. Washington finishes him off.
And now you're looking at 3rd down and 7, football at the 5-yard line. Right now, if you're Derek Hicks Club, you don't want to make the mistake down there. Set back, Campbell back there with Libby. Double wideouts left and right. Back to pass, going to have to scramble, try to get the first down, and a good run, and he's going to have it. He got over the 12, out to near the 15. That's a big play by Libby. And you mentioned before this ball game, he can hurt you with a run.
Oh, he can. He reads things well. That time he read the quarter. The linebacker blitzing. The linebacker came on a cross blitz. He went where the linebacker would have been and picks up the first down.
Torrin Lewis made that tackle, and now a little breathing room out to the 15-yard line. Trying to put together a 98-yard drive. Warriors up On a touchdown pass a moment ago, Messina to Shea. Flip to the outside, Cope. He's got good speed. You're going to have to wrap him up. He gets out near the 30. And Washington was the player that pushed him out.
Number 6, Richard Cope. Stop by number 36.
They're playing the linebackers deep. And when the linebackers are deep, you're looking to the outside, and there's going to be a hole there.
Yeah, that's a 17-yard gain.
Yeah, and if you don't fill that hole quick, then that's going to happen to you right there.
Libby back to pass again. Looking right, good coverage. Here comes Shea. Boy, I tell you, great job by Tom Shea. Flags are down. That could mean a hold.
Well, you're also going to get a flag out there for intentional grounding.
Yeah, you're right there. I didn't see anybody out there. Tom Shea was the guy that came on, put the heat on, and that could be the call made. But there was a flag down before that.
Against Selinsgrove, intentional grounding against Selinsgrove.
Yeah, they get a couple of flags out there on that play. Libby that time in a great heat by Tom Shea at 5'10", 175, playing outside linebacker for the Montoursville Warriors. Libby is 4 out of 6 in the football game early, 45 yards.
Libby's been watching too much college and professional football. If you get out of the tackle zone, all right, you can throw that ball away out of bounds. High school, you can't do that.
Yeah, Libby goes to the sideline, and now they're going to be backed up. Next week, we're going to be back at Williamsport High as the Millionaires are home against Hazleton. That'll be our Rennie Road Armel All-State game, and you're going to be watching the game live again next week at 6:50 on WebWeeklyLive.com as you watch this ball game. The first replay at 11 tonight. Of course, don't have the internet squared away. Next year at this time we'll be in great shape, but they're doing the new high school and just did not have the service to be able to put together a live stream from here tonight.
All right, that was 2 5-yard penalties and loss of down, so the ball's now on the 22-yard line.
Boy, that band's making noise, aren't they? They are into it. They've come with this. The Warrior band's come a long way. They had a very small band years ago, and they've got a great band, one of the best in the area now.
I don't know where the band's at. Our crowd mic must be picking them up.
Second down, 20. Toss outside. Cope. A great move out to the 40 and out to the 42-yard line. Ricky Cope again. Brian Schaefer had to make a saving tackle from his safety spot.
Good stock block out to the outside by Dressler. Tied up the corner. No one was there to contain. He got to the outside and came up just about less than a yard short of the first down.
And that's a 19-yard gain. Libby with Campbell in the backfield. Double wideouts left and right. Got a lot of weapons to go to for the Selinsgrove team. 7-0 Warriors. They go to Campbell, try to get that yard. It's going to be close.
I don't think he got it.
Well, I'll tell you, good again. Shea comes up and helps out making that tackle.
Stop by number 19.
You need a man on that play that when he gets to the line of scrimmage, he's going to lower his pads and he's going to dig for that first down. That time the running back did not lower his pads. He tried to turn and move to the inside and got nailed. And as a result, you're in a punting situation here.
Yeah, good job, Mike Martin, coming over to make a nice play for the Warriors, too. Got some penetration. 5'9", 225, and a senior starting a defensive tackle. That all-new defensive line from Montoursville. Campbell is 3 for 20 yards in attempts in this game. His Libby has a line drive to Nolan Ott. He's dangerous bringing it back.
Good
Seals get down. Good job defensively. Jared Inch comes over to make that tackle. And they're going to set up first down and 10 for Bryson Messina and the Warriors. Couple of weeks. North Penn, Mansfield at South. That'll be a great game coming up in this month of September. Game of the week brought to you in part by Moff and Associates. Retirement income planning for Williamsport Court Street, downtown Williamsport. Jim Moff can give you a great financial independence for your retirement. Make a free appointment with Jim and tell him you saw it right here in the game of the week.
All right, they got to get the ball switched. Each team can use their own ball. And as long as you don't pull a Tom Brady, all right, that's a great deal.
That's right.
You got to be careful.
Messina last week was picked 3 times, 2 off deflections. But J.C. Kiefer said, this is a smart kid. He was just trying to be way too perfect last week. And at times, you've got to throw that ball away. Put a man in motion. They come off that counter, and they give it away. That time, a great move to Torrin Lewis. Nearly 10 yards, a 9-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Cody Showers, a great saving play that time.
They're going to give him the first down, but I'll tell you what, that was a nice drawn-up play. What they did was they got 2 blocks from the tackle in the end, and they came with a pulling guard and a lead back up and just buried the linebacker on the near side here and pick up 10 yards for a first down. Nice run.
Starting backs out of the eye this time. They lined up with Lewis as the lead back. They give it to Nolan Ott, and Joe Kahn comes over to make the tackles, playing at linebacker. And Bogar comes over too at 5'10", 192. A junior, hit 9 tackles in the game against Milton. Oleg Bonner, who they had high hopes for, and I'm not gotten the word, but he had a knee injury last week, and they really thought he was going to be one of these go-to backs that gave you that much more depth. And he was going to have a big year. Only a junior, but gets hurt, a knee, and boy, we hope for the best for him. Ott. And that's what the veteran Nolan Ott can do, and that's what the balance of J.C. Kiefer's team. That's a key to the Warriors' success right there. A great big run at 22 yards. Bogar makes a saving tackle.
And good blocking up front. Watch out. He makes a nice cut back inside. Got a good block by a 50 number. I didn't see which one it was.
First down, 10. Warriors in the march. They're up 7-0. 3:38 left first period. Rennie Road Armor Allstate game of the week. Torrin Lewis bounces off one man, dives ahead. Got to pick up about 4 yards out to about the 36-yard line. See where they put it down. And Cody Showers comes over to make that tackle. Helped out that side by Hunter Croman.
By the way, offensive linemen don't get enough credit, so I'm going to throw this out there. That was number 55, Owen Hoffman, all right, that had that nice block on the previous play.
Yeah, he's gone both ways, playing the defensive and offensive line for the Warriors. 2nd down, 6. Warriors on the march in seal territory. Messina out of the gun, throws to the outside, catches made. Shea, a great catch for a first down, and out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice call. The coaches upstairs have got to be talking down and saying, hey, they're playing way off the ball now. They don't want to get beat deep again. And they threw it underneath the Tommy Shea. Tommy Shea got down and got out of bounds.
That time, Ryan.
We can't call him Tommy Shea.
No. It's Tom Shea.
Tom Shea, okay.
Ryan Booker made that last tackle. Warriors first down at 10 at the 24-yard line of the march again. 2.5 left. First quarter. They go with that little fly sweep to the outside. Tom Shea to about the 19-yard line. They don't get much out of that. Garrett Campbell comes over to make that tackle. Starting at strong safety tonight. He's all league, had 7 picks for this club a year ago.
Wow, that was a 5-yard gain. That's good positive yardage on first down. He got more than I thought he would.
Yes, he did. He did get more. Yeah, they're going to put it down at the 19-yard line for Tom Shea. They got Conboy top of the screen, near side Shea.
1-on-1 at the top of the screen.
Give it away to Ott. Slides to the 15-yard line and to the 14, has a first down. And Keegan Leahy came into the ball game. He's a backup tight end, came in and lined up at fullback for his blocking ability. And Paul Oyster made the tackle. First down and 10 at the 14-yard line, Warriors. Right now, they have the Seals back in their heels early. Rennie Road Armor All-State game. You can watch Sunday at 10, Monday at 7, Comcast 190, or anytime at webweeklylive.com. Here comes Messina under center again. Play action. Wide open. Touchdown, Rothrock. Just like that, 14 yards and a 73-yard drive. The Warriors go up 13-0.
Well, they brought Tom Shea from the far side into the middle on a post pattern, a skinny post, and They followed him, brought a man from, I think, the tight end position across and out. Good pass by Brayson Messina. That was laid in there perfect. That pass, when you're throwing across the field like that and you got to keep your ball to the outside, is a tough pass to throw and a tough pass to catch.
Here comes Lazorka trying to make it 2 in a row. Kick is up, and kick is good. Timeout with 1:24 left in the first. Warriors on top of Selinsgrove, 14-0.
The score, Montoursville 14, Selinsgrove.
Rainbow Carpet, your flooring headquarters for over 20 years in Central PA, has you covered for all the new flooring designs.
Here's another great flooring product at Rainbow Carpet, luxury vinyl tile. Get the look of hardwood and ceramic without the cost and the maintenance. Nothing puts the final touches on a kitchen like a custom ceramic backsplash from Rainbow Carpet. Stop into Rainbow Carpet and see our full line of ceramic tile for all of your kitchen and bathroom needs. Rainbow Carpet, 835 East 3rd Street.
Well, the crowd tonight at Memorial Stadium, they've got something to shout about. 14-0 Warriors. Gary Crispin and Bay Bear. Cable Sports, our 30th season with our Rennie Road Arbel All-State game. Watching tonight on WebWeeklyLive.com. You can watch it anytime there. And Comcast 190, Sunday at 10, Monday at 7. Booker through the end zone. Great kick, Lazorka. You get a weapon like that, that's huge. Yeah. By the way, Klinger's a great kicker. He had 3 out of 4 kicks were touchbacks a week ago.
Yeah, well, that was a nice kick. And in high school, once the ball crosses the goal line, it's a dead ball, even if you catch it. There's a nice pass. Good throw, good catch. You know, you talk about the crowd. Great crowd here tonight from both schools, and the crowd has a lot to cheer about on this side, but on the far side, I think it's a stunned Selinsgrove crowd. I
guarantee you they're stunned. Mitchell Rothrock catching that touchdown. He caught 26 and a year ago, and 4 for touchdowns. He was the number 2 receiver behind Tom Shea. And boy, good to have those guys back. Messina tonight, 4 out of 4, 89 yards, and a pair of touchdown passes. Leiby, 5 out of 8, 64 yards. And Leiby sets it up first down and 10 of the 20. Trying to establish a running game. They don't get much off that right side to Garrett Campbell.
Number 23, Garrett Campbell.
Washington, I think, came up and made that tackle. That was a nice stop.
Torrin Lewis also into that play for the Warriors. Second down and about 8. Leiby going downfield's got a man there on the dead run, incomplete. And that time, Ryan Booker had a step on his man. Well, I tell you, that was 6 points right there if he lays it right in there.
I tell you, that was a nice throw, just a little bit too tall for the man to catch.
That time, Riley Conboy's the guy that got caught up in a foot race, and that time Booker ran right by him. 3rd down and 8. Double wideouts left and right. Here comes Leiby out of that gun. Rolling out again. Trying to go out here to Inch, and it's incomplete. That time, Jared Inch, he ran out of real estate. It's incomplete.
You know, normally in that play, what Leiby's used to seeing is when he gets out to the corner like that, he looks for an escape. He looks for a hole that he can escape in. There was none there. Good job by the Montoursville defense of keeping him back in that backfield, making him throw that ball that long.
3rd down and 8. That band is loud tonight.
It is. You know, and generally you don't
And I might have Mike turn that crowd noise mic back.
Generally, you don't play when the other team's on offense and you snap the ball.
Well, I'll tell you, the
band's
Warriors
fired up. They're really playing away.
Now they sound great. 4th down and 8. And now they're going to have to punt the football away, and you've got Washington and Nolan Ott in great position for great field position now. As they're back at about the 47, 48-yard line, they're going to get the ball back in great shape here. Leiby, 39.1 seconds until the end of this first period. 14-0 all Warriors. Ott. They're going to get it back in great shape. Nolan puts a head down, gets it out, and it looks like a flag coming. That could have gotten a face mask. He gets it out to about the 42-yard line.
I think it's a helmet-to-helmet hit.
Hunter Croman comes over to make that tackle. See what that call. That would be huge right now.
Yeah, I think it's a helmet-to-helmet hit.
Referees talking about it. SEAL team that a year ago was 12-2. Went to the PIAA the last 2 years. And coming in here now, moving up classification-wide to 4A.
It is a face mask.
It's going to be a face mask on that play, and that tacks some more yardage on. The Warriors going to be in great shape as we get ready for the second period. 29 seconds left of this Rennie Road Armor All-State game of the week. Last time we saw Montoursville, it was one of the great games we ever did in cable sports. That tough loss at Southern.
Right.
And they get Southern this year. It's going to be October 7th. We will be here for that game.
And I'll tell you what, Southern went on to win the state championship. They almost got knocked out in the finals of districts.
Yeah, Montoursville nearly got him. Ott leans for a yard or two. And that's probably the last play of the quarter. Adam Ritter comes over to make that tackle for the Seals. And just about wrapping up first period of this Rennie Road Armor All-State game of the week. Warriors coming to the sideline, and that will be it. We'll take a timeout. Messina, 4 out of 4, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Warriors, stunning. Selinsgrove, 14-0. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back from Memorial Stadium. Rennie Road Armor is all about service. I know you've told me that for a long time. 8 out of 10 policy reviews your people do save people money. You got to be proud of that.
Yeah, we're really proud of that. And I think the biggest problem we have is getting people in here. They have a negative attitude and think that we're trying to sell them something. Keep in mind, a review is set up for one purpose. Make sure you have all the appropriate discounts. Make sure you're getting the best protection at the best possible price.
For over 30 years, Fairfield Auto Group has had an unyielding commitment to hometown values. And we know how important those are to you. At Fairfield, cars cost less, but our service remains unrivaled. Fairfield for fair deals. Fairfield. You're gonna love us.
Well, they're playing Sweet Caroline, and the crowd into it here at Memorial Stadium, Montoursville. Up 14-0. Gary Crispin, Babe Mayer. Rennie Road Armor All-State game, second period. And the Warriors with great field position trying to go up 3 scores. Messina brings them out 4 out of 4. He's got Conboy top of the screen. They put a man out in the wing. They give it away off that left side. That's Nolan Ott. And Ott out over the 25 to the 24-yard line. And you get to establish the run with a guy like Nolan Ott, 5'11", 170. Garrett Campbell, their veteran safety, comes over to make the tackle.
Ott must have put a knee down on the 25-yard line. They moved the ball back a little bit, so it'll be about a 3-yard gain.
They're down about 7. And here comes Messina, 6'4", 185. Played a little bit as a freshman. He's had 2 back-to-back great years, but boy, what a year he had last year.
What a game he's having here tonight. Boy, very impressive.
Third down, 7 for the senior QB. Play action. Sets that quick throw, intercepted, picked back the other way. He forced it down there. Looked like he was going to set the screen, and that time the pick is made by Cody Showers, the safety. And the free safety saw that coming all the way. That time he threw off the wrong foot and threw off balance and could not get enough zip on that play. He set it up like it was going to be a screen down the middle.
Well, he saw the blitz coming, from the far side. And one of the knocks on Bryson, and believe me, he's a good high school quarterback. I'm not denying that at all. But he tends to want to force the ball in when he gets rushed or it gets in a little bit of a panic. Saw that man coming and said, I got to get that ball downfield, where he should have just pulled it in and taken the hit.
Final big break for Selinsgrove, first of this ball game. Messina had thrown only 4 picks a year ago. He's got 4 interceptions already this year, had 3 last week. Trying to get the run going themselves. Garrett Campbell, nothing doing. Montoursville with a great stick up front for the Warriors, and that time coming over to make the tackle is going to be Bryce Rank, 68. Helping out too, Mike Martin, 79 in that front.
It's surprising because the word we had gotten was that the offensive and defensive lines were young on this Montoursville team. They're playing some good football right now.
14-0 Montoursville. Now flag comes out.
It's going to go against Selinsgrove.
Flag against the Seals.
Delay of the game, but it must have been a...
Second down, about 13. 5 penalties now, and the Seals in this game already.
Our spotter, Derek Slaughter, who is trying to take over my job, just informed me that that was an illegal substitution. Good call, Derek.
Second down, about 13. Warriors had a chance to go up 3 touchdowns. Let's see if this comes back to haunt him here, as Leiby can strike in a hurry. Second down, 17. Leiby back to pass. Looks down that middle. Strong rush. Rank almost had him. Going to scramble out to the 25 and out to near the 26-yard line.
Stop by number 12, Riley Conboy.
Riley Conboy comes over to make the tackle.
That's what Leiby will do to you. Now, he makes it a manageable third down. It's a long third down, not an easy one, but it's much more manageable than what it was after that penalty.
Double wide at top of the screen. Ryan Booker down here to the near side. Set back Campbell. Logan Leiby, 6'1", 196 and a junior. Get some D1 looks and Patriot League looks off that scramble. He's got another first down. That's where he's killed them tonight. That's been their best offense in this ball game, the scramble by Leiby to keep a drive alive.
Well, and that's what they got to contain Leiby. They can't let him do that. I mean, he also has the ability to pull it up and throw the ball downfield in that play. Here it is. There's a replay. Leiby finds the escape. Right there it is. Takes it downfield and picks up the first down. Leiby's a lot bigger this year than he was last year, I think.
On first down and 10. Campbell, nothing doing. Good stick, Warriors. And a good defensive hit by Torrin Lewis coming up the linebacker 39.
Nice play by Torrin. That time he read the run, came from his linebacker position, got to the outside, and stuffed him at the line of scrimmage. Well, matter of fact, it's about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, big play. Second down, about 13. 5'10", 200-pound senior. Shea Lewis Rothrock, who caught a touchdown. Shea caught a touchdown. They're the starters and the linebackers out of that 4-3. Leiby back to pass out of the gun. Swings it left side on that screen. Campbell denied. Good defense and great defensive job that time of the Warriors coming up to make the play. Rothrock one of them, Lewis one of them, and also Riley Conboy comes over too.
Well, you know, they had two defensive backs over on that side of the field. You have an island out here on this side of the field. I'm surprised they didn't come to this side. You have a lot more room to throw the ball, and once he catches it, he has a lot more room to maneuver.
Third down and 13. Leiby, 6 out of 11, 64 yards. 8:02 left till halftime. Leiby back to pass over the middle, guns it. Cope that catching a first down. He gets hit by Nolan Ott. Great throw, great catch that time. And now for the first time, the Seals into Warrior territory.
Well, Nolan Ott did all he could there. He had no choice. The man was coming across the field hard. He had to stay deeper than the man. Great throw, threw it under, and Nolan Ott brings him down right on the spot. So
big
that
play.
was not a bad play. Right there's a replay of it.
And a 24-yard gain for the Seals. They've got Swineford into the ball game right now. Young sophomore, number 11, and a good one. His brothers started last year. First down and 10. Campbell, nothing doing. Great hit again at the line of scrimmage. And a big play by Torrin Lewis again is just having a great night defensively from his linebacker spot.
Well, he's doing a great job of reading his keys from that linebacker position, because he reads a run key and he's up there. That was a good play. You're right.
Second down, 12. Here comes Leiby out of the gun. Back to pass, guns it out here. Catches made by Inch. Inside the 20 to the 15, down to the 12-yard line. Jarrett Inch. Good throw that time for Brian Schaefer.
And you hit the nail on the head a little bit ago, Gary. Both these teams have the strike ability to get back in this ball game quick. You get a score right here out of Selinsgrove, and it's a new ball game.
And they're trying to put together a 75-yard drive. Inch, 6'2", 182, and a junior.
Inch isn't listed as a starter, but man, I've seen him play some good football.
All right, first down and 10 football at the 14-yard line. Leiby out of the gun. Backside pressure coming. Great hit, Warriors. Boy, I tell you, Owen Hoffman, his eyes got real big that time, babe, to make that play.
Well, I'll tell you, the whole defensive line that time did a good job. There was no place for Leiby to go. He was looking for that escape up in the front. There was nothing there, and he gets hit from the backside.
So now you're looking at second down and about 10. Football at the 22-yard line. Big play by Owen Hoffman, 6'1", 205, and a junior. Getting that started, that new defensive line out of the 4-3. Leiby, second down, 22, 14-zip, Montoursville. Leiby again, pressure comes, dumps it off. That's Campbell, dangerous at the 15 to the 10. Diving ahead to near the 5-yard line. Campbell run out of bounds right there.
He's going to go out of bounds about the 2. That's going to be about 2 yards short, but that was a good play.
That time Riley Conboy comes over to make the tackle, but that interception, when the Warriors had a chance to go up 3 touchdowns, so big on the force by Messina, and the pick down there a little while ago by Cody Showers, giving them new life. They would have been down 3 touchdowns, and now they're driving to make it a ball game.
Yes, and right now Montoursville has a chance. They get a stop here, maybe force a field goal, and they're going to be right back on top. But if they don't,
third down, 3. Good defensive hit again. Boy, I tell you, that time, great reaction. That is Rothrock again. Boy, I tell you, Mitchell Rothrock, 6'1", 190. When you've got this many veterans that J.C. Kiefer has, and they've been playing a lot of years, you've got guys that keep reloading for the Warriors. And, boy, defensively coming up with one big play after another. It's fourth down and 5.
Really surprised. Got a timeout here.
And we'll take time with 5:34 left. 14-0 Montoursville. Be right back. For the finest detail and handcrafted jewelry, there is one name to know. Blair Brothers Goldsmiths, Oaks Plaza, East 3rd, Golden Strip in Williamsport. Let them make you an original. And remember, they are your diamond headquarters. Absolutely the best prices, bar none, on diamonds anywhere in Central PA. And, of course, the finest gemstones in the world today, from sapphires to tanzanite. Now is the time to let them make you an original. Blair Brothers Goldsmiths, your diamond headquarters, Golden Strip.
Hey guys, if you're buying promotional items for your business, then you gotta check out Janway Company at janway.com. Janway is the largest promotional products distributor in North Central PA. Janway's buying power can save you money on items like custom printed pens, trading pins, mugs, and more. Janway can print your company name and message on just about any item. Janway's been providing their customers with the best prices, the best products, and the best service since 1981. Find out for yourself at janway.com.
Here we go, field goal attempt. And here comes Dawson Klinger. He's a good one. They're going to put that ball down about the 16-yard line. A 26-yard attempt. Hit one from 42 a week ago against Milton. Kick is up. And that kick is good. Good soccer player coming in. We'll take another timeout. 5:30 left. 14-3. Warriors on top. We'll be back on Cable Sports. Credit Union has served the area for over 75 years. Tom, Rachel, congratulations.
Thank you, Gary. We pride ourselves in our flexible, competitive loan products that we offer. We can finance houses, cars, boats. We offer a Visa card that's 8.9% fixed rate. Great products.
And I know your members love the online banking.
Absolutely. It's very easy to do. Just log on and you conduct all your business from your home.
Check it today. Palco Federal Credit Union, member serving members for 75 years.
You know, when you talk pizza in Williamsport, you first talk about Park Pizza, a Billtown tradition since 1960. For the best in pizza, stromboli, and wings, you've got to believe it's Park Pizza. And now you've got to check out the brand new Behemoth, the giant 28-inch hand-tossed pizza, the largest hand-tossed pizza in the area. Park Pizza, take out, delivery, or dine in, Memorial Avenue, Williamsport. Call Scott today, 322-9024, Park Pizza.
Well, the Warrior cheering section, you can hear them down there right now. And that band, they've been having fun tonight, but now the Seals on the interception march 75 yards, and they get a 26-yard field goal. And the foot of Dawson Klinger. And picking Klinger up. And Klinger, check him out on the kick here. He had 3 touchbacks a week ago. Real deal soccer player. He's got 55-yard range field goal wise. You know, you reload a kicker is so big. He's going to hit a line drive. Takes a hop. Here comes Nolan Ott back. And now the Seals, a little momentum off that field goal. He gets back to not even the 10-yard line. We'll see where they set it down, first down and 10.
All right, now you saw the Seals flip the field, how quick they did it. I don't know if 14 points is going to hold up in this ball game. They knocked 3 of them off, so they're only up by 10 right now. But the Warriors, with 5:22 to go here in the second period, may need some points before halftime.
And now the Warriors trying to put together a 90-yard drive in this ball game. Messina. He's got on the wing Rothrock. Back to pass, going to dump the screen to the outside, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to go to Nolan Ott, incomplete. His first incompletion of the game. He's now 4 out of 5 for 89 and 2 touchdowns.
He may have thrown that over the top on purpose because Ott was covered, and there was nobody really to throw the ball to.
Yeah, you don't want to fool around down here because you give them the ball right back, and then you're only up maybe 4 in this game.
It may have been a naked screen, but there was no one out there blocking either, so he had no choice but to get it up over the top and throw it incomplete.
He's got Lewis in the backfield. That time they came on that counter, given a good move out over the 15 to about the 18-yard line. And the Warriors that time come to Tom Shea. Tackle is going to be by Adam Ritter. Here comes over to make the tackle for this ball club out of Selinsgrove. Ritter is the defensive tackle, 5'11", 237, and a sack and a half last week against Milton. 51-0, they beat that Milton team.
Well, right now, Selinsgrove's having trouble with misdirection by Montoursville.
They come to Nolan off a lot off that right side, and that time Campbell comes over to make the tackle.
Brought down by number 62, Eric Bogar.
Campbell and Adam Ritter come over to make that hit.
They pick up the first down.
They got enough. Football's out to about the 24-yard line. As the Warriors are marching, they lead 14-3 in this ball game. Next week, Millionaires out to a great start back home against Hazleton. And that's going to be streaming live on WebWeeklyLive.com. That's our next game.
Nice.
And Torrin Lewis that time, good heads-up second effort to the 30-yard line, and Campbell comes over to make the tackle again.
Good double clutch in there by Torrin. That time just enough for him to pick up good yardage. That was about an 8-yard gain.
So Messina with Lewis and Ott in that backfield. Shea and Conboy along with Rothrock at tight end.
When you're running the ball like this, it gives your upstairs people a lot of time to find a pass.
Second down,
like
about 3. Messina off that play action again. Goes downfield. He's got Shea there. Shea nearly got it on the second attempt. That time, that was a great defensive play by Ryan Booker with him stride for stride. He got in the way of it, and then the second time around off the deflection, Tom Shea had a shot at it again. It's an incompletion, and it brings up third down in about 3.
Well, you know, it was a decent pass. Messina aired it out, got it out there. Tommy Shea ran over. Just a good defensive play, knocked the ball away.
Remember, he hit Shea for 59 yards and came back with a touchdown pass to Rothrock about 14 yards out. 14-3 Warriors, 3:51 till halftime. Play action, little backside pressure. Messina, and he's going to throw it away that time.
Good play. That's a good play.
That time he had Keegan Leahy, who's a backup tight end, and Leahy's the intended receiver, but that time he didn't have a chance because that time Bryson threw it away.
Yeah, and well, I'll tell you what, if he would have thrown that ball, it could have been intercepted too. There was a defensive man also in that area.
Good heat by Joe Kahn, who lines up at linebacker. Kahn and Van Zyl, the outside linebackers for Selinsgrove, doing a good job in this game tonight. Now it's going to be Bryson Messina punting it back to the Seals. So a little momentum swing in this ball game tonight. Josh Nyland, the freshman, is back there with Ricky Cope. It's hit toward Nyland. That stays in bounds. Nyland had to let it go, and that's a great punt by Messina, who hit a 60-yarder last week. That time, a 49-yard punt, pinning the Seals back. No return. That's huge.
Well, I'll tell you what, that ball had a curve on it at the end.
Game of the week, look at that purple sky. Game of the week brought to you by Albarano Construction. John Albarano and the gang, they've done so much building, 50-plus years in the area, and now doing so much with residential. You want great creativity, great design, the best in the region. Albarano Construction in the heart of downtown Williamsport in Basin Street. Talk to the guys from Albarano. They can do it all.
John Albarano was a lineman for the Williamsport Millionaires during the heyday years with Gary Brown and that crew.
First down and 10. Leiby off the pump fake, got a man in the air, is going to scramble again out to the 25, diving ahead to the 28-yard line. Trying to get something going. That time Anthony Washington came up to make that play for the Montoursville Warriors.
That time Leiby made a bad offensive play and a good defensive play by Montoursville into a positive play for Selinsgrove. That's the kind of quarterback he is.
Second down, about 2. Harder Sporting Goods play to win halftime show. And Babe Mare's answer to who is he and where is he now coming up. Brought to you by Rennie Rhode Armel Allstate Insurance.
Bunch formation to the near side.
Off that run, the bootleg and nothing doing. A great penetration that time again. Rothrock got there. And also good play defensively for the Montoursville Warriors as they came over to make the play. Looked like Dalton Tubbs. Yeah, Tubbs also got some penetration on that play.
Well,
third down, about 5.
Rothrock also in there, and that was a great play because they had a blitz coming from the far side. I think what Leiby did was he changed the play up and went to a side where there was some blocking, but they got him from the backside.
Third down, 5, 26-yard line. Warriors up 11. And now flag comes out. They may have taken too much time. They may get backed up 5 yards there, and they will. Now it's going to be a false start.
I think when the defensive linebacker jumped up on the line of scrimmage, he got a little hitch out of the offensive lineman. Third down and 10. I mean, if they can hang on to this right here, They got 2:12 left. The Warriors have a shot at putting another one in the end zone. Of course, the Seals are going to have a lot to say about that.
Libby out of the gun. Back to pass. Off the scramble again. Pressure coming. Good hit. Hoffman was coming after it. And good defensive play by the Montoursville Warriors. It was Owen Hoffman, initially the guy that got him there, and then Dalton Tubbs came over to make that play. And now I think they're going to take a timeout.
They're going to stop
there will
the
be
clock.
timeout. We'll take time with 1:45 until halftime. Warriors on top, 14-3.
Griggs' Coffee and Peanuts and Dolly's Diner, serving 3 meals 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., 3 p.m. on Sundays. House-made desserts, including famous Griggs' sticky buns, coffee, peanuts, and peanut butter, and specialty drinks. Griggs' Coffee and Peanuts and Dolly's Diner, just off North Loyalsock Avenue in Montoursville.
Randy Road Arnold, #1 in Pennsylvania, top 10 in America. What makes you guys keep going like this for 38 plus years?
I think a lot of it, Gary, is we enjoy what we do. We work hard to protect people. We take a lot of pride in being there when they need us. We take a lot of pride in trying to get people in and make sure we review their coverages, make sure at the time of a loss they never come up short in coverage. That's the last thing I ever want to see happen to one of my clients.
We are back, Memorial Stadium. Gary Crispin, Babe Mayer, Ben Reichley and the gang. As the Warriors on top 14-3, and now Libby is going to punt it away.
And the Warriors should get good field positions. They should, unless Libby gets off a really brutal kick, this should be a decent return back into the Seals territory. Now
And a good punt by Libby, and now no return back the other way. Is a little chess match going on right now, as certainly Selinsgrove got back in the game on a 75-yard drive, and they certainly had that field goal kick that was huge, that 26-yard play. Game of the week brought to you by KISS 102.7, 80s to now. And remember, this weekend, it's a totally 80s weekend, and it's on now, right now, until Monday night, playing the best of the 80s, and then Penn State football, our 30th year of Penn State, and that gets underway. And then on the Crispin Show, coming up Monday morning, it's our Disney Family Adventure for 4 getaway for a shot to win at 6:20, 7:20 to 8:20. Crispin Show on KISS 102.7. Messina rolls out, incomplete, and again throwing that ball out of bounds. Good coverage that time over there, and it looked like Connor Van Zyl comes over to make that play. Good defensive play, and there's just no way he's going to get that ball drilled in there.
Yeah, and Messina did a good job of throwing the ball where either his man caught it or it was going out of bounds.
Second down, about 10. Minute and a half left. 2 touchdowns by Messina. It was 4 out of 9, 89 yards, got out to the quick start. It was 4 for 4. And touchdown passes to Tom Shea and Mitchell Rothrock in this ball game. 2nd and 10, out of the gun, pressure coming. Dumps it, Lewis in the open field. Flag came down. Lewis gets out over the 40 to the 45-yard line. And boy,
it's going to be a hold, I think.
Yeah, let's see what that call is going to be, trying to protect the quarterback out there.
Yeah.
But they're putting pressure on, trying to get him. And you said one of the keys to the game would be the Seals trying to get Bryson Messina uncomfortable back there in that pocket.
Right. Well, they haven't gotten him uncomfortable, but when they do, he tends to be a little erratic. But he's doing a good job tonight, all in all.
Yeah, that was going to be a hold. And penalties in this ball game. That's only going to be the first of Montoursville in the entire game. 5 for the Seals last time we checked. Yeah, they're back up.
You see the players looking down at their wrist. That's called a wrist coach. And what it is it has codes on it that tell you what they want to be called on a play.
Seals, by the way, 7 penalties on Selinsgrove in the first half of this ball game. Warriors first on that hold a moment ago. Now they're backed up, 2nd down in about 28 with 1:23 left. Here come the Warriors trying to get the clock squared away right now. Warriors are 0 for the last 5 passes for Messina. They need a big play. Selinsgrove got back in the game on that interception where it looked like the Warriors might go down and score again and go up 3 touchdowns. They got a field goal to make it 14-3. Messina, minute 4 left. Got to keep it on the ground. Don't want to make any mistakes down in there right now.
Smart play. You don't want to throw the ball underneath, over the middle, any place where it has a good chance of being intercepted.
Torrin Lewis on that last carry, and Cross Cants came over to make the tackle. The Seals take time, and we'll take a quick timeout. And unless, Mike, you want to keep it here. Yeah, we'll keep it here until halftime.
Okay.
Well, baby, you talk about a Warrior football team that got out to that quick start, had them back on their heels, pretty much doing what they wanted to do. 1 interception, momentum swings. They come down, kick a field goal, and now Warriors have a little bit of problem. But it's a good football team in Selinsgrove.
A very good football team, and I'll tell you, you take a look at last week. If that meant anything, the Warriors left Shikellamy get back in the ball game in the 3rd and 4th quarter. And this Selinsgrove team is probably as good as Shikellamy. But as of right now, I think the team that looks like they're a little sluggish out there is the Selinsgrove team. And I think this may go back to what Ben Reichley talked about earlier in the ball game, that, they got an easy win over Milton, ran up 51 points, and everything's going well. But they haven't been in a tough ball game. It's going to be up to Coach Hicks to remind them they're in a tough ball game. They better pick it up in the second half. And the Warriors so far have rebounded well, but are they going to continue to do it?
All right, 3rd down, 26. And Messina, he's got Lewis back there with Nolan Ott. Couple of veteran seniors. Messina back to pass. Going to air it out again. As good as a punt, they always say. And it's incomplete. And now you want to get it punted out of there. And he's off for his last 6 coming down. And Selinsgrove has gained a little momentum back in this ball game. And right now you don't want to get anything blocked, that's for sure.
No, 4th down, 45 seconds to go. Get off a clean kick. Get down in good coverage. Everybody stay in your lanes and get that stop and give them a long field to work with in this short period of time.
And here comes Bryson Messina. His last was 49 yards. They really pinned Selinsgrove back.
You didn't get that pun on that play on words when I said he had a curve at the end of the kick.
Yes.
Did you get that? Okay.
That's Nyland, the freshman. Good spin move by Nyland. It's a couple of yards back out to about the 37-yard line, and they're going to set up 1st down and 10. 33 seconds left. Anthony Washington comes over to make the tackle for the blue and gold.
33 seconds left. They have 1 timeout left in this ball game.
You're watching this ball game on WebWeeklyLive.com. Our replay tonight started at 11, and you can watch it then anytime. And, of course, they didn't have the streaming capability here due to the construction at the high school, but that'll be squared away late this year or next. And, of course, Comcast 190, where we've been on the local cable for 30 years, and that's going to start Sunday at 10, Monday at 7 on Comcast 190. Good to team up with Jim Webb and Webb Weekly into 60,000 households every week. Dump outside. That's Campbell. He's dangerous. Out over the 40 and out to about the 42, and Tom Shea makes that tackle along with Conboy.
They're going to call their last timeout.
Yeah, we'll keep it right here.
And with 22 seconds to go,
got to be impressed with the way the defense, Montoursville, on a high-powered offense with Libby and all these great wideouts, and hold them to 3 points at halftime. I think that's really one of the most impressive things I've seen.
Well, the most impressive thing I see out there in the field right now is the Montoursville Warriors, who I was told did not have had a young, inexperienced offensive and defensive line. They're winning the line of scrimmage here at halftime, and very impressed with their play.
Logan Libby, 10 out of 15, 141 yards. He's settled down and has had done a good job scrambling. Ott has carried it 9 for 50, and Torrin Lewis 3 for 23 yards. Messina started 4 for 4. Now he's 0 for his last, I believe, 6 passes for 89 yards, but a couple of touchdowns. Great touchdown passes. And there's some of the crowd here on a good night. Beautiful night for football, Labor Day weekend. Weekend number 2, 2nd down and 6. Off the pump fake. Throws to the outside, incomplete. Look for Ricky Cope that time. And Cope that time was pretty well covered by Tom Shea, as Tom Shea was right there to guard him as he dropped off from his outside linebacker spot. And it stops the clock with 18 seconds and 3rd down and about 6.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if I'd be throwing the ball out in the flat where Tom Shea is, because he is a very good defensive back. He's quick. And if you don't quite catch him and he gets a jump on that ball, he intercepts it out there. He's in the end zone.
3rd down, 6. Ricky Cope has caught 4 for 80 yards in this game. Libby threw for nearly 2,000 a year ago. Back to pass, pressure coming. Avoids a rush again, and not so fast. He got by Hoffman, who's coming for the outside, and then rolled right into coverage. That time Bryce Rank came over. Rank had a great game last week. Bryce Rank last week had a couple of tackles for losses and a sack in that ball game against Shikellamy. They dump it off out over the 50, and that'll do it. That'll be the final play of the half.
Brought down by number 72, Brandon Steinbacher. That's the end of the first half.
Yeah, that's going to do it. Tony Dressler caught that last pass. We're going to take time. We're going to go down to Ben Reichley and catch up to J.C. Kiefer on the sideline. They're still doing a little talking down to the referees are still talking, but now the teams are heading down, and now the referees are talking to both coaches. We're going to get Ben in position to talk to J.C. as we get ready for our Harder Sporting Goods Play to Win halftime show. 14-3 at halftime. Let's go down to Ben.
Coach, assess the first half.
Say again?
Assess the first half.
Just disappointed in myself that, I think I could have done a little better job down there towards the end zone and play calling. However, our kids are playing hard. That's all you can ask. We're going to go in and tighten some things up, but this game's far from over. We've got to play better in the second half.
Defensively, you've come up with big plays when needed, and you've really stopped the Seals' run game.
Yeah, yep. Our defense is better than what people think, and that's okay. We've kind of wanted to keep it that way. I think we'll continue to stop their run game. However, that's not their game. They like to throw the ball, so we've got to still continue to figure out ways to get to the quarterback, and I'd like to get a turnover or two in the passing game there, pick one off.
Good luck second half, Coach.
Thanks.
And, guys, I'll tell you what, from down here, you can really see a Montoursville team that at times takes control, and then at times a penalty, an interception, it gives up a play to Selinsgrove. But look what their defensive, look at what Selinsgrove's rushing totals are and who they are by. And it's hard to win games when you're a passing team, as Selinsgrove is, when your quarterback's your leading rusher. So I think Montoursville's defense has really set the tone.
Good point, Ben. Thanks. Halftime, 14-3. Our Play to Win Harder Sporting Goods halftime show coming up next. Warriors on top. This is the Rennie Road Armel All-State Game of the Week. Well, 38 years in the making, Rennie Road Armel All-State is #1 in Pennsylvania. They continue to evolve, and now John Grant has joined the company. Tell me more about your new role here at Rennie Road Armel.
I'm here as the benefits manager with my daughter Jennifer. We administer programs to local owners and businesses to help them maintain their employees by offering voluntary benefits that they can pick up, such as accident and disability. But one of the main things we're going to talk about today is our cancer program. As you know, in the country, 1 out of 2 males and 1 out of 3 females suffer with cancer, and our programs are made to supplement them. Talk about if they end up having a mammogram or a colonoscopy, that's paid for. Transportation paid for. But the big thing is their initial diagnosis, or if they have radiation and chemo, it pays $10,000 to them directly, that they don't have to pay to any other medical institution or any doctor. It goes directly to them to help offset their financial woes during this time of loss.
You've known them for more than 50-plus years in the Williamsport area. Alvarado Construction, offering extensive design and build services throughout Pennsylvania. Commercial builds from Starbucks to Panera and so much more. John Albarano, now you're adding residential, and some of the finest homes are going to be built by you guys.
We've been doing residential design and construction work for about the last 4 years, partnered with a firm called Scholes Design, who is a residential architectural firm, probably the premier firm in the country. Have an extensive catalog of their designs, as well as we have the ability to do our own custom designs as well.
And remodeling, a rebuild of a house to change the look.
Yeah, both interior or exterior. We did the kitchen makeover last year with your crew.
Yeah, the KISS FM kitchen makeover, what a success. Boy, that was a happy family in South Williamsport.
Great project, gave them a new kitchen in about 3 days. That was great. The exterior renovation work we've been doing has been everything from brick, stucco, stone, new facelifts for your home.
So, for a new build, commercial or now residential, make it Albarano Construction for the finest in central Pennsylvania.
Welcome to the Harders Halftime Show. I'm Dennis. This is Scott from Harders Sporting Goods. At the beginning of the year, every team needs to raise funds. At Harders, they put the funds back in fundraising. You go to PABooster.com where you select some products and a design. We help you sell it, we bag it, we sort it, we drop it off with a check to your organization. And you know, Dennis, what they can do with that check is you can come here to Harders Sporting Goods. We've been your baseball headquarters for years and years. And now, we'd like you to know that we're your headquarters for football and soccer and wrestling, any fall sport, winter sport, spring sport. We can take care of your needs. We're here at Harders Sporting Goods, and we're your hometown sporting goods store. Come see us at Harders Sporting Goods, 2098 Lycoming Creek Road, where we play to win.
If I have a mic on. I don't. Yeah, here's Josh. Here's Josh. You're on? You're on, baby. Who is the guy that we said they don't make them like that anymore, Coach? Well, if you guessed former Montoursville assistant coach John Mazzani, you're correct. John served as a teacher and assistant football coach for 35 years. He coached over 4 decades under 4 head coaches over the 35 years in the Montoursville Athletics. In 1989, he coached Montoursville's trip to the PIAA football state championship game. The Warriors won 7 District 4 titles, 10 league titles, and recorded many state playoff wins during his 35-year tenure. He taught and served as head coach of the head of the Montoursville Science Department and as Montoursville's athletic director. John also coached basketball, baseball, and tennis. His 2009 retirement ended a 35-year career as Montoursville High's Ironman educator, coach, and athletic director. Today, John and his wife Val reside in Montoursville, where they enjoy family life. Assistant Coach John Mazzani, this week's Rennie Road Armor Allstate Insurance. Who are they and where are they now? Stay tuned for more of the Halftime Show coming up right after these messages.
Well, John Kennedy, you've been with us a lot of years here on Cable Sports, and now with Auto Trim Design, Legion Road, Muncie. Tell me about, now you're still doing real estate, but tell me about the new Auto Trim Design.
Yeah, I am still doing real estate with Fish, but I partnered up with Rennie Road Armor for Auto Trim Design, which is a building and equipment and designers and installers that can do pretty much anything. They can wrap something new for you. They can add on something new. They can change something new. And we're also in the sports line. We can do banners for schools. We can do decals for helmets. We can do pretty much anything here.
So bottom line is you want to get a new look for your business. Great way to market. They totally wrapping vehicles. It's amazing how they can wrap a building, for God's sakes. Anything under the sun.
And our installer probably has. She's fantastic. She's one of the best in the area.
So when it comes to a new marketing plan or something cool, even you might want to even do it with your boat on the river, this is a way to get it wrapped and get it redone. Auto Trim Design.
Auto Trim Design can do it, and we are quick to turn around.
Okay.
And we have Saturday appointments as well.
How do they get in touch with you?
570-546-8455, and we're on 530 Legion Road, right behind Lezer Lumber.
Check it out today. Auto Trim Design. Thanks, Joan.
Thanks, Gary.
Well, it's halftime, and I'm hungry. And, of course, when I see this band, I get real hungry. Chef Hosh is here of Chef Hosh and Catering. It's part of the halftime show. You do Penn State tailgate parties, but now you're going all catering this fall and this winter. New location, West 4th Street. And out of that mobile kitchen, you can do everything.
Yes, in the mobile kitchen, you're right, Gary. Some people see the mobile kitchen and they know they're going to eat good the night when they see our mobile kitchen pull up in their drive. And we do home parties. We do tailgates, like you said, Christmas parties, business parties, and our new location down here on 4th Street across from P.D. Kurdick House. We have 3 rooms in there, 2 of them seating about 25 and the other one seats about 65.
So a dinner party for 10 or maybe one for over 400. You can cover it all. You can go informal like you're doing for my Army-Navy party, or you can go real fancy.
Yep, we can go real fancy. Yep, we can do 5-course meals, whatever you want to order and stuff. We don't have any set menus. We do what you want us to do.
I say he's the best. How do you get in touch with you?
570-850-9843. Chef Hoshin and Catering.
Check him out. Do it this fall. And we're back here on the Fairfield Auto Group halftime show with Rick Quigley, longtime GM at Fairfield, 30-plus years in this business. And I'll tell you, Rick, you guys continue to expand. We're down at the end of the county. You guys pretty much own it with the locations right here at the Halls-Pennsdale exit off I-180.
Well, that's right, Gary. We've got our Hyundai store across the street. We have Toyota right here, and behind me is Honda. And at the end of the cul-de-sac is going to be our brand new BMW store, which we've already broken ground, and they're clearing that off right now as we speak.
Yeah, and that's bigger and better than ever, meaning you're selling a lot, meaning they want to put more cars here. That's huge. A luxury model that people love.
Yeah, BMW has done very well, and their forecast for BMW is to do exceptionally well over the next few years. They've got a lot of new brands coming out, new models, and it's the only luxury brand in this market.
Great thing about it, too, you've got locations over this entire region of Central PA, and one of the newest is down in Lewisburg, state-of-the-art facility for Chevy and Caddy.
Yeah, finished the Chevy Cadillac store last year, have a huge parking lot across the street, hold up to 500 cars, and doing very well with a great display there.
And the Kaiser boys, they've got a location in Danville in the Muncie area, Route 405. You've got the Dodge and you've got Jeep and everything there. And, of course, Fairfield Ford implements Ford at the Auto Mall with BMW moving here and Volkswagen down there, too. And that's a great location.
It is a great location, and having Ford up the other end of the county certainly helps. We have both ends covered for our customers.
Rick, you're all over it. Let's get 30 more years coming for Fairfield.
That's what we're here for. Thanks.
Congratulations, and make it Fairfield for fair deals. Time 14-3. Warriors on top. Got up early. Had a chance to go up by 3. But I'll tell you, Babe Mayor, J.C. Kiefer's got to be happy with his defense, holding his club from Selinsgrove high-powered offense to 3 points at halftime. Let's take a look at our River Valley big play. River Valley Transit big play first half. And again, you see the great passing of Messina and Tom Shea getting the separation, 59 yards. Impressive.
Well, I'll tell you what, Montoursville's played a very good first half. They got to continue it into the second half. 2 big statistics out of this ball game. Montoursville has held Selinsgrove 11 times for minus yardage. That's pretty incredible in the first half of a ball game. The second one is the best starting field position that Selinsgrove had in this ball game in the first half is the 25-yard line. Good job by Montoursville's offensive and defensive line has been the difference.
In this ball game, Warriors with 8 first downs to 4 for the Seals. Seals, 189 to 177. And Libby, 12 out of 17, 154. Messina, 4 of 10, 89. He was 4 for 4. He's missed his last 6 passes. Big play was a interception down here at the in that second quarter. They're coming back down to take a 3-touchdown lead. The pick by Showers. They put together a 75-yard drive, and it's capped off by a 26-yard field goal by Klinger. And that changed momentum in the football game. Since then, the Seals have made some big stops. We're going to take a break. This is the Harders Play to Win halftime show. We'll be right back. Warriors on top, 14-3.
Hi, this is Scott from Harder Sporting Goods. You've known us as your baseball headquarters for years. But now we'd like you to know we have a full line of football equipment like Under Armour cleats, receivers gloves, shoulder pads, pants, anything that you need for your individual or team needs. And also we can do your rewards for your end of the year banquets. Come see us at Harder Sporting Goods, 2098 Lycoming Creek Road, where we play to win.
You know by now, I love the Clothier. Men's clothing at the finest in Central PA with the biggest selection in the state. Francis, how do you do it? You've got a huge selection for everybody.
We try to fit everybody from head to toe with clothes from all the brands around the world. Fit you up exactly the way you like to look.
West 4th Street, downtown Williamsport. Biggest selection, finest menswear in Pennsylvania. The Clothier, downtown Williamsport.
Loves clothes and her phone. Still willing to be seen with you in public, depending on the location. Jamie at 14 and you. Available for a limited time only. Don't wait to make the memories that will last a lifetime at Walt Disney World Resort, the place where dreams come true.
Now you can afford to celebrate your special moments at Walt Disney World Resort. Contact your local AAA office or go to AAA.com/Disney to learn how.
Jim Moff & Associates, you've been at it for 30-plus years. The biggest kick you must get is helping so many people out achieve the proper retirement with the money they really need, right?
Correct. Now, there's some folks that really don't have a lot of assets, but we're able to help them to achieve financial success for retirement. A little bit of discipline and some savings each month will get them there.
Jim Moff & Associates, moffandassociates.com.
Kiss 1027, the 80s to now.
And once again, we're back. Mike, one thing we will not do the next time is come. I know you are. I know we're on the air. That's too long of a walk for two old guys to get back here at halftime.
Rainy Road Arbel, 38.
We won't be leaving again. Bay Mare 14-3. Yeah, you don't have enough time, really. And the crowd, we stopped to take a selfie in front of the Montoursville band. Babe, let's talk about that first half.
Well,
and let's go down right now, and let's talk to Derek Hicks with Ben Reichley. Ben.
Halftime, what do you got to do different?
Made some adjustments. Obviously, up front, we got to protect Logan better. We've got to get a better push on the run. So those are the keys offensively and defensively. Can't spot them 14 points, but the boys have settled in. I made some adjustments to our scheme. And, if we continue that defensively, get the O-line going, we'll be all right.
Are they doing anything offensively you didn't expect?
No, we just had 2 breakdowns in coverage and gave them 2 easy touchdowns.
Good luck the second half, Coach.
All right, thank you.
And, guys, I think that says it all. What coach is going to go in and make the adjustments needed? And, Babe, you've been in that locker room, and, sometimes all you have to do is play better. In Selinsgrove's case, they got to find a way offensively to run the ball. And how are they going to put pressure on Messina? Selinsgrove runs a 3-5 hybrid 4-4 defense. I tell you what, I haven't seen them blitz yet tonight.
Well, he calls it a 3-4 this year, sort of evolving from 3-5 last year to 3-4. That's what Derek Hicks said this week. But
how are they going to put pressure on? I haven't seen a blitz first half. So let's see if they blitz Messina and offensively get the running game going. That puts them back in the game. If you're Montoursville, do things better. You saw Coach Kiefer wasn't happy going in there at halftime, so I think he lit a little fire also, because remember what happened last week.
And ironically, when Messina threw that interception, he had some heat coming, Ben. So Yeah, he had to get rid of it in a hurry, and as he did, he forced one down there. Cody Showers made the pick, and that was down around the 10-yard line. That was the play of the game if you're a Seal. But 2 big touchdown passes, one to Tom Shea, and the other to Mitchell Rothrock, lined up at tight end. Big plays, and it's an exciting start for the Montoursville Warriors. But now the Seals have sort of been able to swing momentum. They're back in this football game, so that's kind of exciting.
Well, you better be ready to play the last 24 minutes of this ball game because I tell you, the game really is wide open. The Seals have had trouble finding the end zone. That's due exactly to what Ben Reichley said and what Coach Hicks said. At the line of scrimmage, the Warriors are winning. And you got to win that line of scrimmage if you're going to be in a ball game. You got to give Libby time. You got to get a running game going, and they can do that. All right, they got a whole half to do it. Game's far from over. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'd say, now, did you catch your breath yet?
No.
I'm telling you. Probably, we're doing this game as you're watching it tonight, and anytime you shoot a game live or live on tape, and you take the chance that you're going to get down there to the sideline on time and then back up here, people are grabbing you, they're talking to you, and then we stop for the selfie, and that's why we didn't have the headsets.
Well, you took the selfie, didn't you?
No.
Oh, what wasn't you? Oh,
that was you.
That
was a Montoursville Warriors student that wanted to get a shot with us with the crowd. You think right. I was taking a selfie?
That's right. You don't know how to take a selfie.
No, I don't.
What am I thinking?
I guess you can aim it at yourself, right? Is that how I've never taken one in my life.
That's kind of what selfie means.
Is that what that means? All right, we're about ready. 14-3 our score in this football game here at a gorgeous night. Kick it off Labor Day weekend here at Memorial Stadium.
That explains why we almost shot the back of your head down there when we were taking that selfie.
I got turned around the other way. All right, 14-3 as Klinger, and this guy can flat out kick it. Kicks it back, Nolan Ott returning. Straight down that middle, 30, and a great return to the 32-yard line. And they're going to set up first down at 10. Here come the Warriors, and right now we'll see what kind of little tweaks that J.C. Kiefer might have given that offense, because early on they were having their way. They're running the football and passing at will.
But, right there, that's the best field position. That's better than the best field position that Selinsgrove's had all night with Montoursville putting the ball on the 30. Maybe that's a good omen.
They've got one setback. Messina comes out under center. And they're going to hand it off, and nothing doing that time. Boy, the Seals stacking up right there on that line of scrimmage, and that time Nolan Ott is going to get nothing. 5'11", 170.
There's a flag down. That may be a horse collar or a face mask. It's a face mask.
Face mask against Selinsgrove.
Yeah, that's going to help the Warriors right now. Messina goes to the sideline. 14-3 score in our ball game. You're watching Sunday at 10, Monday at 7 on Comcast 190. And, of course, WebWeeklyLive.com. We had so many people that watched that game last week. The Millionaires in Central Mountain. We've got a great season coming up, to say the least.
That was a big penalty. That was a tough way to start there for Selinsgrove. That brings the ball out to the 45.
You've got Tom Shea top of the screen, near side, Riley Conboy. Play action, Messina. Off the play fake, comes out here in a great route run by Riley Conboy, who turns and comes back for the ball for the completion. And near a first down. That time Josh Nyland, the freshman, is on him and makes that play. See where they set it down. It's going to be shy of a first down. They're going to set him back. I thought he got a little bit more yardage than that. They're going to set it back. It's going to be 2nd and 3, a 7-yard gain. And they've got the football at about the 48-yard line. 2nd down 3. Straight ahead. Ott out over the 45 to about the 44-yard line. Tony Dressler comes over to make that play.
And again, the line of scrimmage doing a good job. That was a nice job on that sprint out by Messina. Got Conroy coming back. That's why it turned out to be less of a gain than what you thought. But then a nice running play picks up the first down.
Top of the screen, Shea. Near side, Comboy. Tight end, left side, Rothrock. He has a touchdown catch already. Nolan Ott. And trying to find his way to the 40. And good yardage again, about 5 yards, as Adam Ritter comes over to make the tackle for the Seals of Selinsgrove, number 52. 5'11", 237, a junior. They had a good start last week in that win over Milton. 10 senior starters from last year were gone. They've come a long way defensively, though, and they've evolved, as Derek Hicks says, from a 3-5 into about a 3-4 as they line up right now. Second down, 5. Messina again, play action. Here comes that rush. Gonna have to throw it away. Incomplete, and he gets belted at the tail end of the play and no flag. That time some heat. And Paul Oyster, number 50, the inside linebacker, the junior, comes over to make that tackle and belted Messina at the tail end of that play.
Well, I want to tell you something. The receiver on this side, I'm trying to see who it was. I think it may have been Tom Shea. Came back into the ball. Otherwise, that would have been intentional grounding.
Absolutely. He did a good job getting close to it.
And he did a good job of running to the ball.
Yeah, right now, Seals getting a little pressure on Messina right now. They're trying to gamble. And when he was hurried on that interception throw, that was part of that play as he tried to force it out there. And that team then drove down for a 75-yard drive and a field goal, and now the Warriors in a false start back themselves up again. Now they need a big play.
Procedure against Montoursville.
We'll see what they go with here. They've been getting some good production both ways, but I think they're probably going to go some kind of a pass play here on third and long.
Gomboy top of the screen. Now they set him in tight. They go double wing. Back to pass. Dumping it to the outside, incomplete. And that time Messina backpedaling again. And pressure brought by Tony Dressler. And he's a good one. 6'2", 211. And some heat by Eric Bogar, who had 9 tackles to lead this club against Milton last week. And now they're going to have to punt the football away. Right now, they're going to find somebody to block those guys out of there. Tony Dressler started as a freshman, as a down lineman. They brought him into the linebacker last year. He's playing wide out and defensive tackle. You don't see that very often. 4th down and 11. Tony Dressler's aunt and uncle were on my British Isles cruise from Selinsgrove. I'm sure they're here tonight, big Seal fans. As that ball is punted well by Messina, out of bounds, and a great punt by Bryson again. Pinning the Seals back. It's all about field position. You're holding on to a 14-3 ball game. A game of the week brought to you by Auto Trim Design. Joan Kennedy and the gang, they do a great job. And, of course, good idea to check them out. And the Halls-Pensdale area off I-180. They're right behind Lesser Lumber. And they can wrap any vehicle. They do amazing work. And they do everything from banners for schools, and, of course, they did some great banners for us. You've got to check them out. Auto Trim Design. Check with Joan Kennedy down in the Muncie area.
Okay, Libby will take it out of the gun.
He's got Campbell back there with him. Double wideouts left and right. Back to pass. Swings it out to the outside. That's Cope. Good speed to the 10, to the 15. Trying to get a little breathing room. He's close to a first down. It will be a first down. And Anthony Washington comes over to make that play. Ricky Cope's a guy you got to watch. Great speed. He's a track guy.
And this is what they did at the beginning of the ball game. They threw those quick passes to the outside and got yards after the catch.
First down and 10. They go trips top of the screen. Football at the 19-yard line. They give it away to Campbell. Campbell got a yard or two and then gets belted by the Warriors. And good defensive hit that time. Coming over to make that play. That's right. First guy to him was Torrin Lewis, among others.
Good first down play by the defense. Held him to about a yard.
Second down. Second down, about 9. Football just shy of the 20. Libby with Campbell back there with him. Steps up. He's hurt him with a run. He's out to the 25-30. And a good open field tackle by Washington, enough for another first down. And now the Seals starting to put together a drive. If they complete it, would be a 94-yard drive for the Seals, trying to come back and cut this lead.
Well, when you're a defensive lineman, you gotta move to your gap And you've got to protect that area, that zone around your gap. That time it opened up, that was an escape route. Libby takes it, picks up the first down.
First down and 10. They come out of the gun again. Swing to the right side. Catch is made. That's Jared Inch. He's got the first down and more. Out to the 45 and upended out there to about the 46, 47-yard line. And that time the Warriors' Nolan Ott makes that tackle from his safety spot in the open field. And right now they've got to find an answer to stop Libby, who had a good first half in this ball game and out past Messina, even though the Warriors had the edge early in this game. First down and 10. Libby, a junior, 6'1", 196. Boys at rush again, out to the outside. That time can't get out there.
18, Logan Libby, the ball carrier.
Good defensive play that time. Brandon Steinbacher to the outside and Torrin Lewis helping out in that play. He's 14 out of 18 for 183 yards in this ball game. Second down. Second down about 10. 8:06 left third period. Gary Crispin, Bay Bear, Ben Reichley. Cable Sports in our 30th season, our Rennie Rhode Armel All-State Game of the Week. Watch it on WebWeeklyLive.com. Swing pass to the outside. Campbell, a nice catch. 50, 45. Stutter steps to the 40 and out of bounds into Warrior territory. And now Montoursville backed up in their heels a little bit. That time-saving tackle by Tom Shea comes over from his outside linebacker spot.
Yeah, well, when you're a linebacker and they're in a trips formation like that, that's gonna take all the outside linebacker, the corner, and the safety out of the play. Then an inside linebacker has to pick up that back coming out of the backfield. That's what's not happening here, and that's why that man's getting the ball and he's wide open.
On first down and 10. Swings it out to the outside. Inch turned and never pulled it in and dropped it incomplete. Warriors get a little break there. That hurry-up offense. The Seals putting pressure on that secondary for the Montoursville Warriors. A lot of new guys up front. They've got Rank and Hoffman, Martin and Steinbacher, but they've done a good job the outset of this season.
Now the Warriors have been bend and don't break. I mean, they've allowed this movement by the Seals at over the midfield, but they get tough down here when they get near that red zone.
Second down 10. Libby swings it to the left side. Campbell again off that screen. He's that utility guy. He's you find your backup guy to dump it to, and Campbell's always there, and he's got a great gain for a first down inside the 15-yard line.
See, this is tough because you can't put pressure on Libby because you've got a linebacker has got to cover that fourth man out of the backfield. So it's hard to put pressure on him, and yet the linebacker's not getting out of there. Maybe they need to come with some pressure.
Yeah, they keep getting that outlet pass, to say the least. They dump it Inch over his head. Stops the clock, incomplete. Coverage that time by Brian Schaefer, 32.
Logan Libby's pass completes number 84.
7:25 left. Yeah, we've got a long way to go. It's going to be a long ball game anytime you throw the football as many times as these teams have.
Well, and I'll tell you what, if they put this ball in the end zone, we got a close ball game too.
Yeah, there's no question. Second down 10.
Warriors scored all their points in the first quarter.
They've got Dressler and Cope to the near side, Inch to the far side, and Booker back to pass. Pressure comes. Good job by Libby. Eludes the rush, dumps it out, incomplete, and never put enough on it, and a flag is down.
And that's in the holding area.
Yeah, it's got to be.
No, it's going to be a chop block, yeah.
It's going to be a
legal block. That's a 15-yarder, I think.
That's a big play.
Yeah. That's a huge play.
Yeah, a little bit of a chop block call.
Chop block against Selinsgrove.
And Selinsgrove's going to be backed up, and the Warriors get a break there. As this ball club driving deep into Warrior territory with 7:19 left. Warriors jumped out on top early. Back-to-back pass plays. 59 yards to Tom Shea from Messina on a great route run by Tom Shea. And a perfect pass. And then a dump over the middle of Mitchell Rothrock from 14 yards. They led 14-0. They're on their way to going up 21 when Messina was picked. And then the Seals put together a 75-yard drive, capped off by a 26-yard field goal by Dawson Klinger. And that's our score now. 14-3 in the third. Leiby getting a lot of D1, small D1, and like Patriot League type looks as a junior QB. He's put up some big-time numbers in his first couple of seasons. His third year as starter. Started as a freshman. Leiby trying to find Dressler out here. It's going to be no, it's going to be dropped by Anthony Washington. Washington had it and dropped the ball. It would have been a big interception. Dressler had a step. It was a little bit underthrown. Washington knocking it down, but it's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, but that was very similar to the interception that Messina threw. Just a fly pattern down the left side. Leiby just does not get enough air underneath it. Washington had to jump up in the air. Tough catch.
Yeah,
could have made it.
Would have been a great catch. Here's Leiby. 3rd and long. Outlet pass again. Campbell to the outside. 25. Dive it ahead of the 22-yard line, and a flag comes back at the tail end of that play.
Boy, you better hope that's not a face mask or a personal foul, because if it is, now they're pointing.
47, Mitchell Rothrock, there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, Rothrock was in on that play. Flag at the tail end of the play, and that would give Selinsgrove a great situation driving into Warrior territory. I think that was against the Seals.
It is. It's blocking the back against Selinsgrove. I didn't see it. I don't know what. I think it was as the player was being tackled, someone must have come up and hit from the back, because I didn't see it. He was wide open out on the outside.
So now they're going to be backed up all the way to about the 32-yard line.
They'll get 3rd down again, and we know that Klinger has good range on a field goal.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I don't know if he has enough range. He takes a long. I don't know what they're doing now.
Derek Hicks talked about
they declined the penalty. They declined the penalty, and they're going to call it 4th down.
Yeah, but they've got a good kicker. Derek Hicks told me this week that Dawson Klinger came out and he said, "Can you kick it from 40 yards?" He's a soccer player.
Well, this is close.
He put it down at the 40 and hit it, and he said, that was a 50-yarder.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is going to be about a 48-yarder.
Well, it's going to be looks like about a 38-yard kick. Kick is up. Line drive, he's going to miss it. A little low, and good pressure put on by the Warriors, and the Warriors come up and make that stop on the miss. That's big. We'll keep it right here. Cable Sports. And next week, the Millionaires coming home. They're going to be 2-0 coming home after the big win over Mifflin County tonight. And you can check all the ball games. And Jamie Spencer, Paul McGinn doing that ball game at Mifflin County tonight. Williamsport going to 2-0, winning big with that big offense. And, of course, you can watch this game anytime at WebbWeeklyLive.com. Sunday at 10, Monday at 7 on Comcast 190. And now the Warriors trying to get a little momentum back on the offensive side. They've had a little bit of a drought in this ball game since back in the second period. Messina. There's Nolan Ott in the open field, and a good run out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. Cody Showers, a saving tackle from his safety spot.
And they blitzed right into the play. And I don't know what happened to the blitzer. Either someone got a chip block on him and knocked him off to the side, but Ott got around it and picks up a good 1st down play.
1st down and 10. Nolan Ott had 90-plus yards last week. And again, some good yardage again tonight. 78 yards, 13 carries. Ott again, left side, not much that time. The Seals come over to make that tackle. That time going to be Paul Oyster.
Number 33, Hunter Croman.
That's not a 1-yard gain, but you're running clock right now, down to 6:17 here in the 3rd quarter. You had a nice stop.
2nd down and about 9. Warriors up by 11. Boy, that ground's been pretty good for Nolan Ott. Slides over the 40 out to about the 42-yard line. Oyster, original guy to get him, and then Hunter Croman comes over to make that tackle.
And I'll tell you, Ott does a great job of using his blocking. That he's patient. He waits for things to open up, and he does what he has to do to find that crack. And that time he found it out on the corner. He bounced it from the inside. That play was intended to go inside and either somewhere around the B gap.
3rd down and 2. A little jump pass over the middle. Great catch by Rothrock and a first down. That time, ball comes out of the tail end of the play. Let's see if they call him down or not. I thought his knee was down.
Yeah,
big play to Rothrock to the tight end. They called that play against Southern Columbia, remember, in that playoff game. And let's see if they're going to say it's Selinsgrove ball or not. They're conferring right now.
It shouldn't be Selinsgrove ball. He was down.
Garrett Campbell, and of course this is where we did the Little League World Series where you'd love to see the review. And Mike, if there's any way we can see that play again. Warriors, it's a Montoursville ball. His knee was down. Great call by J.C. Kiefer and staff right there.
That was just a tight end dump. The tight end releases, goes straight down the field. He gets behind the linebackers. I don't know what happened to the safety, but Messina, nice pass to him, and big first down.
1st down and 10. They come off that right side. That was a great call to keep this drive alive. And now the Warriors try to come down here and get that 3rd touchdown. Ott and Bogar comes over to make the tackle off the right side.
This is a nice drive, nice play calling. You're running clock. You're making progress down the field.
And Bryson Messina, 6'4", 185, a senior, rewriting the record books at Montoursville High School. The passing here at Montoursville, back to pass. Messina thrown to the outside, a little high and incomplete. That time Tom Shea launched it a little bit too high for Shea, and it's incomplete. Now you're looking at 3rd down and about 6.
And Ryan Butcher's giving Shea way too much space out there. He's way too much of a cushion, and Shea, if he would have caught that ball, one move and he would have been in the end zone. That's Booker. I'm sorry.
3rd down, 6. 6 out of 15. Messina for 111 yards. He hit his first 4 tonight. They go to the same play. Shea turns on his man and runs out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Good job to Tom Shea. That time Ryan Booker was with him. Booker makes the play, but they came right back to Tom Shea through the same play, and it was open.
Your staff upstairs has to see that, has to say, hey, he's got this big cushion there on the outside. Get it to Shea, let Shea do his thing after the catch, which we've seen Shea do so many times. All right, this is a nice drive. The only thing that's going to make it a perfect drive is if you put the ball in the end zone right now.
Yeah, you did 6 and then 7 in this game. You're up 14-3. Football at the 13. Messina, left side, Ott. Slams inside the 10, diving ahead to about the 8-9 yard line. Campbell again makes that tackle. Garrett Campbell's had a ton of tackles. He's all-league safety. Playing strong safety this year.
Yeah, but you don't want that when you're a defensive coach.
Yeah,
you don't want the safety being your leading tackler.
No question.
That's not good.
Selinsgrove has a lot of new guys up front in the line, too.
Yeah, they do.
2nd down, 6. Football they put down at the 9-yard line. Messina, they bring Conboy right side. Shea, top of the screen. Set back Ott. They go Ott, right side. Powers inside the 5, down near the 4. Going to be close to a first down. Tom Ott. And Oyster comes over to make the tackle. He's made a lot of tackles. Paul Oyster, inside linebacker, a junior, 5'10", 192. A lot of young guys playing for Derek Hicks that continues to reload. They've gone up to 4A, remember, this year. Okay, they were the 3A champs before the realignment.
And remember, there's 6 divisions, not 4 like last year.
That's right.
Not a whole lot's changed on who falls into what division. It's going to be basically, and 4 is going to be the same people.
All right, time called. Montoursville. We'll be right back. Warriors in the march are up 14-3.
Hi, this is Scott from Harder Sporting Goods. You've known us as your baseball headquarters for years. But now we'd like you to know we have a full line of football equipment like Under Armour cleats, receivers gloves, shoulder pads, pants, anything that you need for your individual or team needs. And also we can do your rewards for your end of the year banquets. Come see us at Harder Sporting Goods, 2098 Lycoming Creek Road, where we play to win.
You know, BJ's Steak and Rib House of Selinsgrove has been a Central PA classic since 1982, and they offer Central PA's only authentic oyster bar, available open to close 7 days a week, hot and cold selections from the cold waters of New England to the Canadian Maritimes at BJ's. Plus, they offer Central PA's premium house-dry aged steaks, all hand-cut in BJ's own butcher shop. BJ's Steak and Ribs, a Central PA classic in Selinsgrove.
Here comes Montoursville. They're on the march. They're up 14-3. 3rd down and 1. Football at the 4-yard line.
We saw 2 great bands here tonight, the Montoursville band and the Selinsgrove band. But we got to give a shout out here. This is the biggest cheerleading squad I think we will see all year. I count 25 cheerleaders from Montoursville, and they do a great job.
They sure do. And the band, you know, they used to only have a few kids in the band. That band has got to be one of the very best in all of central Pennsylvania. They were really whooping it up early.
Now, let's see what happened. This may be a penalty against Montoursville, and it is. It's going to be a procedure. It's going to come back 5 yards.
Yep.
Wow.
That's huge. You know, you get a false start in that situation. And now let's see what J.C. Keeper's going to call. Keep an eye on 47, the tight end, Rothrock. A key guy you might drag over that middle in a situation like this. Nolan Ott is also a guy you might think about passing to out of the backfield. He's always been a great pass receiver. 3rd down 6. Messina. Pressure coming. Guns it. Incomplete and low, and I tell you, backside pressure was put on that time, and that was Garrett Campbell. You put your best athlete with great speed to the outside, and he's a track guy coming after him.
Well, and I'll tell you what, Bryson Messina threw a nice pass there, even though it was incomplete. He threw it low and to the outside, where the only guy that had a shot at it was his receiver.
And now you're going to have to come back and kick a field goal of your own. You've got Ethan Lazorka, a good kicker for the Warriors.
Ethan Lazorka to attempt the field goal.
And Ethan is going to put the football down at about the 16-yard line, a 26-yard kick for the field goal, and it is good. Timeout. 17-3 Warriors, a 26-yarder by Lazorka. We'll take timeout. 2:54 to play in the 3rd. Warriors a little bit of breathing room. We'll be right back from Memorial Stadium. You know, I'm sitting here in my own booth. That's right. They've given me my own booth here at Macetto's Deli and Six Pack, Kenwood Avenue. I'm here every week because they have the best homemade soups and deli sandwiches in the region. And now, home-style breakfast, 6 to 10 weekdays, Saturday 7 to 11, great desserts, great salads, and the Friday night football dinner special. They sell it out. Don't miss it. Whatever you do, check it out for the best in Central PA. Macetto's, Old Lycoming Township.
Son, it's time to learn how to change a tire. Let's see. Yeah, I know it's in here. Oh, here we go. Then you want the, no, maybe that's what this is for. Oh, listen, come on. Are you getting any of this?
Dad, I sent our GPS location to AAA 20 minutes ago.
Really?
You gave me a AAA card, remember?
You trust AAA with your car. Now let AAA Travel handle your vacation plan. Don't go to strangers. Go to AAA Travel.
Number 6, Richard Coe.
All right, Montoursville, 26-yard field goal a moment ago by Ethan Lazorka. They're up 17-3, and that is huge. Would have liked to come out with 7, but you've got points. And now 2:54 left, 3rd period. Watching here on WebWeeklyLive.com. And Lazorka booms it. Coming back. Ricky Cope with good speed to the outside, breaks a tackle and dives ahead to about the 26, 27-yard line. They're going to set up 1st down and 10. And now the Warriors need to stop on Libby. By the way, Game of the Week brought to you by Harder's Sporting Goods, home of the halftime show, the Play to Win halftime show. Harder's, you know, football, baseball, softball, basketball, but, you know, a lot for wrestling and soccer and swimming. Every sport under the sun. They do uniforms for teams. Locally known for years, a legendary location. Harder's Play to Win halftime show. Harder's Sporting Goods, Lycoming Creek Road.
All right, now you have a sense of urgency here for the Seals. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Time's a factor.
Remember last year they came from 8 down, tied the game, 1 in OT. Over the middle, that's Inch. A catch, still on his feet, breaking a tackle and diving ahead for a first down into Warrior territory to the 45. Brian Schaefer, the safety, a saving tackle. And again, a big strike to Jarrett Inch down over the middle. He's been a big target of his in this football game tonight. 6'2", 182, and a junior.
Well, one of the keys was that there was no pressure on Libby, and Inch literally got too far across the field. There was another receiver in that same area.
And I'd say he's having a big night. He's caught 5
Inch
for 79 yards in this game. Football now at the 44-yard line. Here come the Seals. Libby. They throw 75% of the times. Backside pressure by Martin. Couldn't get to him. And then gets run out of bounds and belted. And is there a flag down? And, of course, Rothrock comes over. Tom Lush, I like it's almost choreography sitting next to me. I can feel him. He's throwing his arms around. The wind is drafting over here. You do a heck of a job.
Well,
you really do.
This penalty is going to go against Montoursville.
It's pretty obvious, Lushy, that was a flag. I can see you waving like you're bringing a plane in at the airport, for God's sake.
Well, he's close to the airport. He gets excited.
First down and 10. Yeah, we are. We're here in Montoursville. Libby trying to come down. This is a huge drive for Derek Hicks' Seals.
And his penalty could be a huge penalty.
Yeah, we've had a lot of penalties in this ball game. There's no question about that. Seals at one point had 7 early in the game.
Got a holding and a personal foul.
Against Montoursville, personal foul.
Wow.
Montoursville.
Boy, I tell you, this is going to put the Seals in pretty good field position here.
If that personal foul was a dead ball foul, that's a 30-yard penalty.
Man, and now look where they're going. They're going to take it down to about the 20. They've got a surefire kicker, but right now Libby's trying to get 6 out of this and get back in the game. 17-3 they trail.
I take it back. I must be wrong on that. Tom Lush was failing. Was he wailing his arms around over there?
Bringing it down to the 21-yard line, first down and 10. And here comes Libby. Set back with him is Garrett Campbell. He's had a big night tonight. Libby's worked out of the gun. A little bit of a hurry-up offense in their first series. Taking a lot of time. Changes a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage. Total command of the offense of this team. Dumps it over the middle. That is almost intercepted. And the Warriors off the deflection. And that time, Mitchell Rothrock off the deflection. A whisker away from a pick as Tom Shea was right in the heart of it. In between the linebackers. And Rothrock nearly had the pick. And it's incomplete. Second down.
Well, I tell you what, the Seals have been here before. The Warriors have been here before. And the Warriors have won every time.
Second down, 10. Driving football at the 21. Libby looks left, rolls right, throws, guns it in a crowd. Flag comes out, incomplete. And let's see what that call will be. They try to go back to Inch. Riley Conboy and Nolan Ott in the middle of that tussle as they try to bring down the football. Nobody came out with it.
It's there's a flag down, and that has to be a hold against Montoursville, I would think.
Montoursville has not beaten this team since 2000. It's hard to believe, and a win that we did some 16 years ago.
Legal receiver downfield, that's going to go against Selinsgrove, so that'll back Selinsgrove up. Unless they took the down, they may have taken it down.
They're going to go with Ben Swineford, number 11, wide to the right side, double wideouts again. He's only a sophomore. They've got Booker down here, an Inch on the left side. Keep an eye on number 6, Ricky Cope with great speed. They're going to throw toward the end zone. Catch is made inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, and that's the guy we talked about, Ben Swineford. 6'2", a sophomore just into the ball game. Nolan Ott made a saving tackle on a bullet pass to Swineford. His brother Nick started for this team the last couple of years.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great pass.
First down and goal at the 4-yard line. Seals on the march. Straight ahead. Down to about the 2. That time by Logan Libby.
Libby kept it and picked up about half the distance to the goal.
You get out here and score now, and you're going to make it a 7-point ball game. And we've got a lot of time. We've got the entire second half. Remember last year, Selinsgrove came from 8 down in the final minute to tie, go to OT, and they won it 30-24 in overtime.
Right. And we're still in the third quarter, minute 43 to go. This was a quick drive.
Well, I told you, we're going to be here all night. We've got a lot of passing in this ball game. Minute 40, clock ticking. Second down and goal at the 2-yard line. Cope, top of the screen. Out here to the left is Swineford, and good size at 6'2". They come out of the eye. Off the bootleg fake, dump to the end zone. Try to get to the goal line. And down at the 1, they call it out at the 1-yard line. That time of the catch by Hunter Croman, who lined up at fullback. Off the dump, Tom Shea made a saving tackle at the goal line for the Warriors, and it brings up 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line.
Right, that's a 1-inch line, Gary. If you take a look down there, that ball is right up.
Here comes Libby up under center. 3rd and goal at the 1. Straight ahead off the quarterback sneak for a touchdown. And now it's 17-9, and Dawson Klinger comes in, who is almost automatic to try to make it 17-10. We've got a great finish of this game.
Yeah, we do.
Rennie Road Armor All-State game. You're watching on WebWeeklyLive.com. Tonight, the replay. Everything with the school construction, the internet set, but here in the press box next year we'll be in good shape here. Next week we'll be live at 6:50 for the Millionaires and Hazleton. And here comes Klinger. Field goal already tonight. Kick is up and drills it. Timeout with 1:14 left in the third. Warriors up by 7. We'll be back.
Montoursville 17, Selinsgrove 10.
Hey, there's a great new way to market your business. State-of-the-art signage, auto trim design. Legion Road, Muncie, Joan Kennedy. We go back a lot of years. Tell me all about auto trim.
You know, it's a great place. We design decals. We do tinning. We'll do accessories for vehicles. We'll do pretty much anything. All you do is have to send us a pic. We'll copy it. We'll completely wrap your vehicle. We're good.
Signage for a team, for a sports team, and so much more. Auto trim design. Legion Road, Muncie. Check them out this week.
Why, the name is Furlinger, Bud Furlinger. River Valley Transit's original driver, date back to 1933. This baby goes back to 62. Sort of reminds me of my third wife, Shirley. You can see it here at the Peter Hurdig Transportation Museum. You know, we've come a long way, but we still have the lowest discounted fares in the state. We cover the region from Jersey Shore to Hughesville. This is the new Church Street Transportation Center. And this baby is our new hybrid bus. River Valley Transit, dedicated to get you there.
Memorial Stadium here in Montoursville. Quiet side of the field now, the Montoursville side. Those Selinsgrove fans on the other side, big crowd from Selinsgrove. They come to their games early. They get there really early in the afternoon and claim those seats. We've been there. They put the blankets down. They've had a lot to cheer about. Second half, they've cut it to a 17-10 game. Here comes Ott back over the 20. And now that's going to be Tom Shea bringing it back. That was Tom Shea on the return to the 21-yard line. Shea had some big returns. Ben Swineford, who caught a big catch in that drive, made that tackle. And here's the look at it again. And here's the sneak. And
you can see Libby just he does a good job. He's a good quarterback. He just kind of runs right off the butts of that offensive line and slides into the end zone.
Libby's got a big night tonight. 20 out of 30 for 289 in this ball game. Well, and here come the Warriors. Here comes Bryson Messina.
Now you got to see if you can get a stop on these Warriors because they're hot.
And they're bringing pressure. Here comes Dressler. He's got the sack all the way back to the 10. Tony Dressler, 6'2", 211, and he's a junior. Playing a down lineman position. He played as a freshman 2 years ago, and he's a tough hombre. We saw him play those big games against Jersey Shore in those big games 2 years ago. Started as a freshman, and now Right now, they're taking advantage of that inexperienced offensive line. They're putting heat on, and they're getting Messina into position. That was one of the questions this year. You lost all those great big linemen that protected Bryson, and now you've got to find guys to step up and block for him. They're putting heat on.
That was almost a 10-yard loss. Second down and 20. 19, they'll call it.
Second down, 19. He's back at the 11-yard line. Messina, they go draw, nothing doing. They saw it coming. And that time, great wrap-up tackle. Selinsgrove, Garrett Campbell on the hit. That time it was on Torrin Lewis, number 39. And that will do it. That is the end of the third. And now J.C. Kiefer's got to regroup with his team. Third and long, deep in their own territory. Momentum has shifted. Warriors are up 7. We'll be back from Memorial Stadium. This is the Rennie Road Armel All-State Game of the Week. Rennie Road Armel, 38 years and going strong. Number 1 in Pennsylvania, top 10 in the nation. What makes this place so successful?
I think it's the attitude and how we treat clients. We treat them not as clients or customers, but as friends and family. We take a lot of pride of always being there to help them. We're always available on our business or cell phone. It's a job of taking care of people. It's a job of being there when they need you.
Over 30 years, one family of dealerships has grown to include 14 brands at 8 locations on an unyielding commitment to hometown values and unrivaled service, selection, and customer satisfaction for 30 years. Fairfield, for fair deals. You're gonna love us.
Well, we are back. Rennie Road Armel All-State Game of the Week. The band's playing, but there had to be a live mic on in that first half. It had to be the field mic. It wasn't. You didn't hear it here. We heard it only in our headsets. Babe has had a headache for 2 hours.
I may have another 2 hours to go.
Yeah, we just starting the fourth period. Third down, 23. Warriors shadow their own goal line. Big play. Can't make a mistake here. Messina throwing down the middle. Turning a little late was Rothrock. He threw to a place. He had not turned yet. It could have been there. It was incomplete. And now Bryson has got a punt out of his own end zone. And I got the feeling that Tony Dressler and Campbell and company may be coming.
And I'll tell you right now, you're going to get good field position out of this. This will be the best field position by far that Selinsgrove has had all night.
Fourth down and 23, and the complexion of this ball game has changed around in a hurry. Warriors had dominated the game in through that first quarter and a good bit of the second. Messina, who's punted well tonight, and that time Nyland, the freshman, made a man miss and got to the 39, and they set up first down and 10, their best starting field position in this football game tonight. Keegan Leahy for the Warriors comes over to make the play, number 10. And also, Game of the Week brought to you by Jim Moff & Associates. Jim and his great staff do a great job retirement income planning. You can get financial independence tomorrow. Court Street, downtown Williamsport. He's got a list of great seminars, and he does a great job. Go-to guy for 32 years, Moff & Associates. You're planning a retirement, you need enough money. You'll be amazed what Jim can help you with to save at Moff & Associates, downtown Williamsport, serving all of Central PA. Here come the Seals now. They feel pretty good. Trips top of the screen. They've got Swineford near side. They go on that draw right there. A little delay as they hand it that time to Hunter Croman. No, that's going to be Campbell. That will be Campbell who stays in the ballgame. Croman had come in as a fullback when they went out of the eye. Torrin Lewis made the tackle. Second down, 7 after a 3-yard gain.
Good read by Torrin Lewis from the linebacker position. Right now, they've thrown the ball so well that you got to be careful when you fire linebackers, and linebackers got to read good keys. That time, Torrin Lewis did.
Second down, 7, Leiby. He's got time, he's got a man there, goes for Swineford, incomplete. Played well by Anthony Washington, who's wearing number 36 tonight. Normally Washington is number 1, but they can't locate his home jersey. So.
Well, it's probably somewhere at home.
Third down and 7. Might be on eBay somewhere. Third down 7.
Well, you know, I was surprised he went deep on that play. I thought he would go short and try to get up a first down here before he
They've got Ryan Booker near side here. Keep an eye on Ricky Cope, number 6. One of the top receivers back from last year. Libby, big night tonight. Guns it over the middle. He's got Booker. The catch inside the 30, down to the 26. Nolan Ott took him down in a hurry. Made that big pop on him. Nolan Ott, who, remember, had injury problems a year ago and played through that, did a lot for his ball club as a team, played hurt.
Well, Booker looked inside, saw the linebackers up tight, went a little deep on a slant, and Libby just railed it in there.
First down and 10. He's putting up big numbers tonight, over 300 yards. Flips it to the outside again. There's Cope, makes a man miss. And a great move inside the 25 and down to about the 19-yard line. That time, Warriors, and Owen Hoffman comes at 55 from his defensive end spot. 6'1", 205, and a junior to make the tackle.
Now, right now, the Warriors in their heads are saying, uh-oh, here they come. Right now, you got to rise to the occasion. You got to make something big. Somebody's got to make a big play in this situation.
And Derek Hicks told me this week, Libby now's got command of the offense, and he's got the ability to change that play at the line of scrimmage. He's doing it a lot. Guns it over the middle. Could have been 6 points.
Wow.
Jarrett Inch had it. Nolan Ott, a great defensive play because it was there, and he just couldn't reel it in.
Yep.
That was 6 points.
Ott did a great job of playing that ball. Got his hand up inside the hands of Inch, and Inch couldn't pull the ball back in. Knocked it away. Perfect defensive play.
Third down and 3. Football at the 20-yard line with 9:59 left in this game. Warriors hold on, 17-10. They got a field goal in the second half from Ethan Lazorka to up the lead to 17-3, but a moment ago, Libby scored in a sneak from the 1. Pressure coming. Libby goes down. Big defensive call that time. And a great big hit that time, and that is going to be Torrin Lewis, the linebacker, 39 on the blitz.
Torrin Lewis, they came with a house that time. I mean, it wasn't only Lewis. There was also a host of other guys that came in, and there's just too many people coming on defense for the offense to pick up.
Yeah, they needed that play badly. And now 4th down and long.
Defensive coordinator Scooby Myers that time came with a nice call.
4th down and 16. Libby with Campbell back there with him. They go trips top of the screen. Back to pass, Libby. Steps up. Outlet, Campbell. The catch at the 30, dives ahead, short of a first down, and the Warriors take over on downs at the 28-yard line. That is a big defensive stop, and the big play was Torrin Lewis in that big sack, and that was a huge loss right there, taking momentum away from the red-hot Logan Libby, who's thrown for 307 yards in this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, as I said, you need a big play in that situation. Someone's got to rise up, make the big play, and that time Torrin Lewis did it on that blitz.
Here come the Warriors. They need a score here. They're up 17-10, but I don't think that 7's going to hold up to be enough in this game. Nothing doing there. Might have a yard. Certainly got back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing doing. To Logan Ott, or I should say Logan Ott's the backup. We mentioned a lot of Logans. Logan Ott's only a 9th grader. He's the backup. He's got to come up depth-wise. When Oleg Bonner got hurt last week, a knee injury, and he was a guy they really had high hopes for. You imagine Bonner, who looked so good in preseason and last year, and Ott and Lewis, but now he's got a knee injury, and that still have not heard the final outcome of that. Back to pass. Setting the back screen.
Nice.
Coming back, that's Lewis. 40, 45, blockers ahead of him to the 50. Lewis still on his feet to the 38-yard line and out of bounds. Big time call, big time run by Torrin Lewis. That's big.
I tell you what, that was a cross-country screen. He rolled to the right, turned, threw it back across the field.
Yeah,
and,
35 yards on
nice
that
play. Here it is. rolling to the right, turns. Look at the blockers out in front. Now watch this. Look at the blockers. He's just got to get behind them. Look at that patience. Good run.
Good job on the backside screen to Torrin Lewis. They come draw this time. Ott, a hole, 25, 20, and down to the 19-yard line. Good big play that time. Connor Van Zyl comes over from his outside linebacker spot, number 8, to make the tackle, not before a big run. This would be a huge touchdown if they can get in here and score now.
You know, even 3 points, it would be a huge 3 points also. It would make it at least a 2-score game.
Great play calling. J.C. Kiefer and the staff here on this drive with 7:46 left. Memorial Stadium here in Montoursville tonight. Great crowd on hand, gorgeous weather for Labor Day weekend and football weekend number 2. Millionaires will be undefeated coming out of tonight's game. We're going to have them next week at Hazleton. Later on this season, October 7th, back here with Southern Columbia, and we're going to take time out. 7:33 left. Warriors by 7. They're on the march.
When it comes to health insurance, Roach Financial has the solution. The team at Roach Financial has over 100 years combined experience earning your trust by offering health coverage for business, individuals, and families. The Affordable Health Care Act has created a greater need for a trusted benefits consultant who can help disentangle it so you and your employees understand the new changes and requirements. Let Roach Financial find the solution for you. Call today for a free consultation. 570-322-1880.
When it comes to great food, great fun, great sports, you've got to make it to Rival Sports Bar and Grill on River Avenue, known for their famous California wood-fired pizza.
Rivals, a great atmosphere and a great place to watch your favorite football team and the best wings in town.
We love Rivals, California wood-fired pizza, wraps and wings, the best in Williamsport.
Best steak salad and wings in town.
Rivals, River Avenue. Here come the Warriors on the march. 7:33 left, up 7. Against the Seals of Selinsgrove, who they have not beaten since 2000. Messina, he's got Ott back there with him. Nolan Ott, got a big hole up that middle 15 and diving ahead to near the 11-yard line. Good play. Garrett Campbell comes over to make the tackle. Garrett Campbell's got to have 15 tackles in this ball game tonight. All-league safety. Led this club with 7 picks a year ago. And now I think
there's an injury out on the field.
Maybe an injury timeout.
One of the linemen from Montoursville is down. I didn't catch his number.
And that is not what they need with a young offensive line. No. Let's double check on if it is a lineman or not.
Yeah. I'm almost sure it's a lineman. A bit as well as this line's played tonight, man, you got to be saying these guys are gelling, and you know he's up. It may just be a cramp, hopefully. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, going to get him up. That's Bryce Rank. And Bryce Rank's played a heck of a game, both sides of the ball tonight. He's a senior at 5'11", 220, but a new start. He's going to be all right. By the way, Ott, 22 carries, 123 yards in this game. Nothing surprises me there. Nolan Ott's been a great athlete for this team. His brother Logan's the next Ott coming up, who's only a freshman. And he's a backup for these guys. Where's number 29? Lewis is carried at 3 for 23, but caught a big backside screen a moment ago that got him 35 yards and drove them down where they are right now. Here come the Warriors. 2nd down, 2 at the 11-yard line. Up under center, Messina goes straight ahead. Lewis diving ahead inside the 10 to down. They should have the first down to about the 8. Maybe the 7-yard line.
Yeah, they did move the chains. It will be first down. That time it was just a quick opener. Good blocking at the offensive line position.
And it'll be first down and goal at the 7. Right now you're using clock. You're milking that clock because you don't want to give Logan Leiby too much time to come back. He's already thrown for 307 yards, but you held that club to 10 points. They came back, that time a little counter off the delay to Tom Shea, who lined up at the wing, and that time they read it well. They knew it was coming.
Yeah, that was a wing counter, as you said. Now right now the Montoursville Warriors do not want to get sloppy, do not want to do something foolish, because a field goal here would make this a two-score a game. And it's a field goal. It could be just as valuable as a touchdown in this situation. We're down to 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
I know if I'm the blue and gold, I want 6 out of this.
Well, you want 6, but you don't need it. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to run it right up the middle.
There's Ott down to about the 5-yard line. Yeah, you don't. One thing for sure, babe, you're right. You don't want to force one in and cough it up. You want to get a sure 3. Joe Kahn makes that tackle.
I'd run one to the right, try to get the ball right in the middle of the field and secure a good position for Lasorca to kick a field goal.
So here comes Messina.
Mike Strench says you're boring.
Second and goal at the 6. It's all strategy.
Iron Mike, I want to win.
Play action, Messina dumps it out here. He had the man there and undershot him. He had pressure on him. And Bryson knew he had his man. That time,
number 39 to
Lewis was there. That little dump pass, and they've thrown that for a touchdown in the past. And you delay, and he rolls that off that bootleg, and the guy's there. That time, some pressure. Some of that pressure came right up the middle.
Yeah.
And the nose guard, Ryan Varner, at 5'10", 314, got right up there in the middle of that pressure coming his way along with Dressler. So now you've got what would be a very makeable field goal for a 10-point lead. Kick is up. Kick is drilled by Lasorca. And he hits it at a 24-yard field goal by Ethan Lasorca. And the Warriors, little breathing room. They're up 10, 20-10 with 5:10 left in this game. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the Rennie Road Armor Allstate Game of the Week. You've known the name for more than 50 years. Alvarado Construction, offering extensive design and build services all over Pennsylvania. John Alvarado, now you're doing even more residential.
We've partnered with Scholl's Design, a residential architectural firm, offering designs out of their catalog. Also have the ability to do a custom design in-house for a client.
And a remodel, like the Kiss FM home makeover, a huge success.
That was a great project. Gave them a new kitchen in about 3 days.
Alvarado Construction for residential and commercial builds. Palco Federal Credit Union has served the area for over 75 years. Tom, Rachel, congratulations.
Thank you, Gary. We pride ourselves in our flexible, competitive loan products that we offer. We can finance houses, cars, boats. We offer a Visa card that's 8.9% fixed rate. Great products.
And I know your members love the online banking.
Absolutely. It's very easy to do. Just log on and you conduct all your business from your home.
Check it today. Palco Federal Credit Union, member serving members for 75 years. Gary Crispin, Bay Bear, Ben Reichley. You're watching on WebWeeklyLive.com. You can watch the replay at any time. Thousands of views last week of our ball game. We stream live tonight. Started at 11. And, of course, Sunday at 10, Monday at 7, Comcast 190. That ball goes out of bounds, going to be the penalty.
Going to bring the ball out to the 35-yard line or kick again. I imagine they would bring it out to the 35 since they've had difficulty returning kicks.
And now, with 5:10 left in this ball game, Logan Libby, who is 22 out of 34 for 307 yards. And he's going to go back to work, but he's going to try to get down here and score right away. Game of the Week brought to you by John Alvarado Construction. And they do a great job. You know them for the great builds they've done for 50-plus years. And, of course, everything from the Basin Street Shopping Center, Starbucks and Panera, and so many things they've done commercially. But now, you know, they're doing a lot more residential. They did the Kiss FM home makeover, and they're going to do it again later on this fall on Kiss 102.7 residential, and they do an amazing job. Alvarado Construction. Libby, that's Inch. He's had a big night tonight. Inch in the open field, a first down and out to midfield to the 48-yard line. That time the safety, Brian Schaefer, came over to make that tackle. Jared Inch has hurt this team tonight. Good speed and a junior.
He had a really good game last year against Jersey Shore. in the district championship game, and I was surprised he wasn't in the starting lineup, but he plays a lot.
He's got 6 for 95 yards in this ball game. First down and 10. Leiby steps up, pressure comes, outlet Campbell. He's always there, number 23, makes a man miss, 35, 30. Tries to stay in bounds and get more yardage down inside the 25 to the 23, and Schaefer again. Wow. And a short period of time, Babe Mayor. You know, you talk about getting 3 and that's enough. There's way too much time to get really too comfortable against a team that has this kind of firepower. Look how quickly they're back downfield here.
Well, they've been here before. They've had trouble getting the ball into the end zone. Let's see what happens.
Leiby, swing pass. There's Inch again. He's hurt him all night. His 7th catch of the night. Inside the 10 and diving ahead down to the 7-yard line. And Schaefer, every time your safety's making all the tackles, you're in trouble there.
Yeah. And Schaefer's made a couple of really tough ones on this drive right here.
Yeah, they're not eating up a lot of time either. 4:21 left in the game. 20-10, they're down. They rallied from 8 down last year and won in OT. Leiby, dump pass out to the outside, big hit put on, and that time Ricky Cope taken down by the Warriors, and Brian Schaefer has had 3 straight tackles.
Yeah, and that ball is going to take him into the 3-yard line.
Schaefer had, I think, 10 tackles in last week's game.
You know, whatever happens here is you know, you say to you plan on your defense, and the defense is getting pushed around right now. That's the first that's happened in a while.
2nd and goal at the 2-yard line. They're going to run that football down in the middle, and he's in. Touchdown. Campbell just got in. And just like that, 3:38 left in the ball game. And you talk about a 65-yard drive. That penalty didn't help them. They started at the 35. And a 65-yard drive in about a minute and a half. And now the Warriors backed up a little bit themselves, and it can be a 3-point game. And a great kicker in Dawson Klinger.
Number 41, Dawson Klinger into his
came over the soccer team. He's going to really help this club this year. On a hold by Booker. Trying to make it a 3-point game, 20-16. Snap is back. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Just got it in. We'll take a time.
A lot of pride of always being there to help them. We're always available on our business or cell phone. It's a job of taking care of people. It's a job of being there when they need you.
Hey, there's a great new way to market your business. State-of-the-art signage, auto trim design. Legion Road, Muncie, Joan Kennedy. We go back a lot of years. Tell me all about auto trim.
You know, it's a great place. We design decals. We do tinning. We'll do accessories for vehicles. We'll do pretty much anything. All you do is have to send us a pic. We'll copy it. We'll completely wrap your vehicle. We're good.
Signage for a team, for a sports team, and so much more. Auto trim design. Legion Road, Muncie. Check them out this week.
Number 30,
all right, here we go. The kick back to the Warriors. And now, how much time can you eat up?
And you're looking at an onside kick here, too. That's the other thing.
3:38 left in this game. And right now, you've got all linemen up there. They're not, right now, it'll be interesting to see if they go onside or not. If you're going onside right now, you don't have your good hands people up front. You've got all linemen. But I think with the ability to kick it deep, Klinger kicks it inside the 5. Again, here comes Ott out. He needs a big return and got it out, and a good one out to the 25 and out to about the 26-yard line. Here come the Warriors. Right now, they get a couple of first downs, and they need to eat some clock, and they don't want to give the ball back to Logan Leiby with a whole lot of time left. See if they can get a mix of the run and the pass, and I think if you're throwing the football in this deal, you got to throw a safe pass to somebody to get some yardage.
Absolutely. You can't turn the ball over in this situation.
Game of the week brought to you by Kiss FM. Totally 80s weekend. Penn State football in our Destination Disney family vacation, family adventure starts on Monday on Labor Day on the Crispin Show.
Got a penalty flag on the first play, and I think it's going to be a legal procedure against the Warriors, that's not the way you want to start in this situation.
Man,
wow.
I'm telling you, 3:29 left in this game. Logan Libby is in position to throw for 400 yards in this game. He's 27 out of 39. And Derek Hicks said we throw it 75% of the time, and they've done just that. And now the Warriors looking at 1st and 15 at their own 22-yard line. Messina throws to the outside flat. Tom Shea could not reel it in. It was a little bit high that time. That's a catch that Tom normally makes. And Shea was, I think, that's one of those deals. High pass, had a man ready to belt him. He was ready to make his move, and it's incomplete. And it stopped the clock with 3:25 left.
All right, got a big second down here. You got to make some kind of positive yardage on this second down. You hate to see things go to third down because there's still too much time on the clock, and you're going to punt it away.
Yeah, there's a lot of time. That's why you needed a touchdown down there. I don't care what you say, babe.
Oh, no, I said you need it. You want a touchdown if you can get it, but
here goes
you also
Messina.
want to think about a
middle screen. Ott, nowhere near enough yardage, and now it's 3rd down and long. What do you call here? They had great calls. Remember the calls they made against Southern Columbia in the last game last year, 56-50?
Messina is really good at throwing the ball over the middle. And I think maybe you ought to go with some kind of a crossing pattern and bring a man across over the middle because this team is going to be right now looking at prevent, even though they're probably not going to go into a true prevent. They're going to be thinking, keep everything in front of us. It's 13, 14 yards for a first down.
Yeah, now they put it down. Now they're saying, 3rd down and you're right, about 12 or 13 yards. Pressure coming. Messina to the outside. Tom Shea, not enough for a first down.
He didn't.
He got belted at the 35-yard line, and it's going to be incomplete.
I don't think he caught it.
And now the Warriors, not only do they need a big punt from Bryson Messina, they've got to get some great coverage on it, and they've got to put some defense and make a play if they're going to stop Selinsgrove from driving this field. And they've got the red-hot Logan Libby directing their team.
Well, the key is that Messina's got to get off a good kick. Messina's played really a good game tonight. He's got to have one more in that leg.
He kicked a 49-yarder earlier. Last week, a 60-yard punt. They've got, right now, Nyland, the freshman, number 7, back there with Ricky Cope. And he's going to kick it. And caught on the fair catch by Cope at the 42-yard line, and here come the Seals with 2:22 left in the game.
All right, Messina did his job. That was a nice punt, made him fair catch it, no return. Now, the defense has got to do a much better job than what they did on the last possession by Selinsgrove.
And this is a Warrior team that has not beaten Selinsgrove since Frank Jankowski was a sophomore and Adam Bratton the tight end.
Now,
they engineered an upset in 2000.
Now, if you don't get a touchdown here, at least you got to move the ball down the field. You got to be thinking field goal can tie this up and put this into overtime.
Here comes Libby, 2:22 to play in the ball game on cable sports, watching on WebWeeklyLive.com. 2017 scoring the game. Seals take time. We'll take time out too. Don't go away. Warriors by 3.
Timeout, Selinsgrove.
For the finest detail and handcrafted jewelry, there is one name to know. Blair Brothers Goldsmiths, Oaks Plaza, East 3rd, Golden Strip and Williamsport. Let them make you an original. And remember, they are your diamond headquarters. Absolutely the best prices, bar none, on diamonds anywhere in Central PA. And of course, the finest gemstones in the world today, from sapphires to tanzanite. Now is the time to let them make you an original. Blair Brothers Goldsmiths, your diamond headquarters, Golden Strip.
You know, I'm sitting here in my own booth. That's right. They've given me my own booth here at Massetto's Deli and Six-Pack, Kenwood Avenue. I'm here every week because they have the best homemade soups and deli sandwiches in the region. And now, home-style breakfast, 6 to 10 weekdays, Saturdays 7 to 11, great desserts, great salads, and the Friday night football dinner special. They sell it out. Don't miss it. Whatever you do, check it out for the best in Central PA. Maceto's, Old Lycoming Township. Here we are back to live action. Leiby on the run, puts it on the hip, trying to head to out of bounds, and he's not going to get there, I don't think.
No, they're going to keep the clock running.
Yeah, clock running. They got him out at the 45-yard line. Good time, Torrin Lewis. That time is a guy that got to him, made that great lateral pursuit as the clock now running down under 2 minutes at 1:59 left.
I was really surprised. They had 3 timeouts left, and they took one of them before they ran a play.
2nd down and 6. Leiby has an idea, probably the next couple plays he's going to run. Leiby back to pass. What a hit! Torrin Lewis for the sack at the 35-yard line. Wow.
And once again, the offensive line did not pick up the linebacker. And I don't know what their blocking scheme is, but usually most people right now are zone blockers. And if you have that linebacker up tight like that, you got to block inside first. And he did not do that. And Torrin just is in the backfield and nails him. Big play.
He has had a huge night tonight.
Yes,
Torrin Lewis. 5'10", 200-pound senior on both sides of the ball tonight. 3rd down and 14. Warriors trying to put the heat on Leiby. Back to pass. Outlet man hit, and a great hit on Inch. Good job that time as Anthony Washington came up and supplied the hit. Number 36. Boy, that's big. And now it's 4th down and 14 with a minute left in the ball game. And now the Warriors, a big play. And now what will Logan Leiby call? 3 big defensive plays in a row. The Warriors clinging to a 3-point lead. And here comes Leiby again.
Well, what you need is a first down. You got to get a first down.
4th down and 14.
Take whatever you can get beyond that, but you got to be looking at throwing that ball about 15 yards downfield at least.
Could be your ball game right here. Garrett Campbell back there with him. Leiby, 4th and 14, back to pass, pressure coming, he eludes the rush. Leiby rolls out, gets hit as he let it go, it's up for grabs. That ball is caught. It's caught by Inch at the 40-yard line for a first down. He caught it in the crowd with 49 seconds left in the game. Wow. He just let that go, and he got belled as he let it get away.
Yeah, and again, it was the same stunt. Torrin Lewis was right in the backfield, just inches away. Leiby rolls to the left and gets caught out there on the outside, and we got a timeout, but I think we're keeping it here.
Yeah, we'll keep it right here. Logan Leiby, what a performance by Leiby. Wow. Here's a look at it again. Look at Lewis, almost had him again. Somehow he avoids it. Rothrock hit him as he let it go, and up in the air, and the catch is made. And what a night for Jarrett Inch, number 84, the 6'2" junior. And we'll get the stats on Inch because he's put up big-time numbers. First of all, Leiby is over 400 yards passing in this football game. He's got to be around that anyway. Leiby is at 401 passing, and Inch in this football game. He's got to be at least 8 catches on the night. Our stat man extraordinaire, Tom Losh, is working on it as we speak. But a saving catch. He's got 137 yards on 8 catches. Well, first down and 10. Football at the 40.
They're about 20 yards away from a field goal shot.
They're thinking touchdown right here. They're coming down to win this. But you're right. They've got a guy like with a foot like Klinger. He's their insurance policy. Leiby back to pass. Gunning it deep. That ball is up and incomplete. And that time the receiver, I don't think he saw that, was Tony Dressler. And Tony Dressler's got good size.
Well, Conboy did a great job of not allowing him to come back inside and get that ball. He just got good position on him, had leverage, forced him to the sideline, and the ball was inside. So it was uncatchable. Second down.
20-17. Logan Leiby. 28-41. Warriors lead by 3. Leiby throws to the outside edge. He's got a man out there to block. and take some people with him inside the 30 and down to about the 27-yard line. The clock stops with 36 seconds. Brian Schaefer, among others, making the tackle for the blue and gold. Hanging on to a 20-17 lead.
I think they have to get the ball down to the 20 at least to set up for a good field goal.
Here comes Libby, 29 of the clock left. Back to pass. Pressure coming, throwing for the corner. Incomplete. Riley Conboy doing a great job that time, staying with his man stride for stride, and a good defensive play as he throws with Dressler to the outside.
Well, yeah, and again, got good leverage on him, did not allow him to run to the ball. And all you got to do is you got to get yourself into position. There's going to be bumping going on, but as long as you're in position, then it's not going to be called. Nothing's going to be called.
Here comes Libby, 20-17, 22.6 seconds left in the ball game. Out of the gun, he's got Campbell back there with him. Double wideouts left and right. Libby, pressure coming, throwing for the corner.
Wow.
His man is there. It's incomplete. A great defensive play by Conboy. No flag. Trying to get it to Ryan Booker. Boy, that's a great defensive play as both went up to try to bring it down. 16.3 seconds and a 3rd down and 10.
I can't believe Libby got that ball off and into a position where his receiver could have caught it. The defensive man did a great job to keep him from catching it.
3rd down and 10.
Libby threw a heck of a pass.
Now remember, Dawson Klinger, their new kicker, has about 55-yard range.
Well, that's in practice. It's a different situation in a ball game. I really think they got to get down inside the 20.
Oh, I agree with that. You want to get closer, but they want 6. 3rd down and 10. Warriors trying to put heat on. Here's the play. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Avoids a rush. Over the middle. Incomplete. Great defensive play again, Warriors. They try to go to Tony Dressler down the middle, and Riley Conboy 3 times in a row makes a great defensive play.
All right, we're looking at a 4th down. Are they bringing in a kicking team?
Well, right now they've got Tony Dressler hit the deck. Now, Tony Dressler has had some cramping problems, and it was one reason that Derek Hicks had talked about him, or maybe only starting or going one-way part of a game. We didn't see a lot of him earlier. Of course, he started on defense and defensive tackle. So they were keeping an eye on Tony Dressler, but he was the intended receiver on that play. And a great defensive play again by Riley Conboy. And it's 4th down and 10. Football is at the 27-yard line.
And
11.3 left.
Klinger was coming on the field. He was going to attempt a kick.
This would be, for me, babe, less than a week. I did the Little League World Series on Sunday, and the 2-1 win for New York over South Korea. What a finish this would be if the Warriors, the home team here, could win. 47-yard field goal attempt. It would be to tie if they decide to let Dawson Klinger kick it. You're right, practice is one thing, but one thing they know he's got big-time range. And shaking up Tony Dressler, he's a heck of a ball player. So here we go. 11 seconds left in the game. 20-17. You're watching on WebWeeklyLive.com. And you can watch it again Sunday at 10, Monday at 7 on Comcast 190.
It's going to be a 44-yard kick. I'll tell you, I don't know about this.
They're putting it down, and now it's going to be it will be a 44-yard attempt. Not a 47, but 44. Kick is down. Kick is up. Kick is no good. Warriors win. Montoursville, the first time since 2000 on a 44-yard attempt with 7.3 seconds left. And the Warriors will go to 2-0, and they'll beat Selinsgrove for the first time since 2000. Wow, that's
very, very impressive win by the Warriors.
That's when Bill Scott was coaching, and Jim Bergen beat him down there in 2000.
I saw Bill Scott on the way in tonight. He's actually here at the game.
Yeah, I heard that.
But he is. That was a very, very impressive win. It will be a very, very impressive win for the Warriors. We still have 7.3 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, right now you've got to protect the ball and take a knee. Crazier things have happened. Remember some of those games in the NFL they've thrown away?
Well, the Eagles one time.
That's right.
Thrown away and
Not over till it's over. Messina under center, the knee, and the Warriors hold on for a big-time win tonight, 20-17, as they beat Selinsgrove. The Seals go to 1-1, and that is a big win. And the defense tonight won it for Montoursville.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you, the line of scrimmage was very impressive. I thought the Warriors controlled the line of scrimmage, both on offense and defense, and that was a huge difference. Torrin Lewis had a great game at linebacker.
And at the end of the ball game, Riley Conboy had a heck of a game. And from his defensive back spot, Conboy did a great job. And you talk about Conboy, who played the corner on one side. Anthony Washington had a big play down. All these guys played well. But you talk Torrin Lewis, a couple of great big plays. And then Torrin Lewis also caught a middle screen that goes 35 yards, ended up setting up what turned out to be the winning field goal.
Absolutely, yep.
And they got the 3, and that gave them the 10-point lead. Libby drove them right back down. But the Warriors come back and hold. And they win this ball game, first win over this club in some 16 years. And it's hard to believe it's been 16 years since that ball game, 20-17. Now remember, October 7th, we're going to be back here. And we're going to be here when Southern Columbia comes in, a rematch of the District 4 AA title a year ago. And we're going to see a lot of Montoursville football this year on cable sports. Wait for Ben Reichley to get in position. I know Ben and Josh are down there. And I know we want to get J.C. Kiefer on, and then we're going to get some of the guys. And, Ben, if you're listening, certainly Torrin Lewis is a guy to talk to. Riley Conboy is somebody else. And Nolan Ott, you got to say this, the other thing is there are a lot of guys you can get on. Nolan Ott rushed for 123 yards in this game and gave him a ground attack. That they really needed that with the balance to keep the heat off Bryce and Messina. Messina finishes 9 out of 22 for 167 and 2 touchdowns. He did have that one pick that would have changed the game had they gone up 3 touchdowns and gotten them down 21-0, and then the momentum shifted in the ball game. Messina hit his first 4, but threw 2 great touchdown passes early, and those scores hold up. And then, of course, a couple of field goals by Lazorka turned out to be huge. The winning one was that 10-point lead at 20-10. Good when you have a good field goal kicker like Ethan Lazorka.
Absolutely. Both these teams had a good field goal kicker, and both these teams had a good quarterback.
Absolutely. We're going to get down, try to get Ben in position to grab J.C. Kiefer as he huddles with his club, and we'll go down there in a moment. And next week, cable sports will be back at STA Stadium as the Millionaires are high-flying, scoring a lot of points, and they play Hazleton at home next week. That'll be our Rennie Rodarmel All-State game. Couple of weeks away, what should be a great game, South and North Penn Mansfield, a game we're looking at 2 weeks out. And, of course, we'll be getting all the teams to look at everybody and checking all the scores of the game of the week on cable sports. And check it all on webweeklylive.com. This is a big win.
Yep, big win, and the Warriors are going to suck us in for a little bit. They got a good game coming up against Southern, and Southern's rebuilding this year, so it could be a really good ball game also. But I think the biggest thing about this game, Gary, for the Warriors as a team, is they didn't lose it at the end. And we've seen that happen in the 2 big games last year. This time they held on, and last year the same thing with this game right here.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a Warrior team that for a lot of young players, a lot of new players out there. All right, some good leadership has returned, but between the two, it's become a good mix, and that was a nice win here tonight.
Sure was. J.C. Kiefer talking to his guys. Ben's going to get right in the thick of it to grab him. And we want to hold it until we can get in there and get JC, and then we'll come back and try to get some of the guys. Certainly Torrin Lewis, number 39, is one guy we want. Ott had a big game. You look at Messina direct in the attack. Riley Conboy at the end, number 12. Great job defensively. But there are a lot of guys played well for this team. Tom Shea certainly played well on both sides of the ball and had a 59-yarder. It was one of those highlight film touchdown passes from Messina. J.C. Kiefer talking to his guys. And we're going to hold it a moment before we're going to have to take the break. And both coaches are taking a long time. And there's J.C. And let's go down to Ben Reichley right now. And Ben, congratulations, J.C. Kiefer.
Yeah, Coach, are saying congratulations. Congratulations, heck of a game.
Thanks. Again, you know, it just seems like after the first 2 weeks here, we've come up with a couple big wins. At the end of the game, we have a lot of stuff to clean up. You know what I mean? We can be even better. And so that's what I'm excited about, to get back at practice on Monday. I can't wait. We're going to be watching film tonight. I mean, this group of guys are starting to get it. They got that taste of the Friday nights. We have so many new kids, and our guys that have been out there are starting to bring them along. So I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
Is there a key to this victory tonight that you can pick out right now? I know you haven't watched film, but is it a key? Was it a key call on offense or defense?
No. We made a quick adjustment late in the fourth quarter with what they were doing offensively. I'm not going to really talk about it a whole lot, but it stopped what they were doing to the outside. Quarterback wasn't comfortable then. All of a sudden, he was trying to throw middle fades, which we're pretty good at. So we made a quick defensive adjustment, and I think that was the difference.
Well, Coach, congratulations. 2 victories. You know, sometimes winning's not as pretty as you'd like it.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, 2 W's is not bad. And you've taken the Shikellamy team and the Selinsgrove team and beat them, and it has to give your Montoursville team a lot of confidence going into next week.
No doubt, because they're 2 pretty good football teams. So, yeah, I think these guys are going to have some coming. So we play number 3 in the state next week, Danville. I mean, we just go one after the other. But these guys now, they understand that that's what we do. We load up the schedule here at Montoursville. We want to be in those competitive games, playing those big schools. So that's what gets this atmosphere and this crowd going, and that's why you work so hard to play this sport.
Well, again, congratulations. We're going to see you a couple more times coming up this year.
Okay.
Thanks,
Ben.
Hey, guys, up to you. We're going to grab a couple of the players here after we come back from the break.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ben. We'll take a timeout. 20-17, the Warriors are 2-0. And we'll take a timeout watching on WebWeeklyLive.com. And Sunday at 10, Monday at 7 on Comcast 190. 20-17, Montoursville over Selinsgrove. We'll be back on Cable Sports on the Rennie Road Armel All-State Game of the Week. Rennie Road Armel All-State Insurance. It's all about family, all about service. Jessica Steinbacher, you're here a lot of years as the office manager. Who are the other ladies that are right here with you?
Well, off to my left is Sheila Hunter. She's been with us about 10 years now. She's a customer service representative. And this is Becca Berry. She's our front desk go-to person. And they're both integral parts of our everyday flow here at the office.
You know, you have a lot of benefits here at Rennie Road Armel All-State. One is the drive-in claim center. Explain that to me.
Yes, we have an adjuster here twice a week that will actually inspect the damage to your vehicle locally, conveniently for you.
And what about claim satisfaction guarantee?
If you are in any way dissatisfied with the way Allstate handled your claim, we will reimburse you your 6-month premium on that vehicle the claim occurred.
Those are some of the great benefits. Rennie Road Armel Allstate Insurance. Hey guys, if you're buying promotional items for your business, then you gotta check out Janway Company at janway.com. Janway is the largest promotional products distributor in North Central PA. Janway's buying power can save you money on items like custom printed pens, trading pins, mugs, and more. Janway can print your company name and message on just about any item. Janway's been providing their customers with the best prices, the best products, and the best service since 1981. Find out for yourself at janway.com. Palco Federal Credit Union has served the area for over 75 years. Tom, Rachel, congratulations.
Thank you, Gary. We pride ourselves in our flexible, competitive loan products that we offer. We can finance houses, cars, boats. We offer a Visa card that's 8.9% fixed rate. Great products.
And I know your members love the online banking.
Absolutely. It's very easy to do. Just log on and you conduct all your business from your home.
Check it today. Palco Federal Credit Union, member serving members for 75 years. Well, Clyde Peeling, 53 years, Reptiland, congratulations. Always something new, and parakeets from Australia, the hottest new attraction.
Parakeets are exciting, especially in this number of them. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 birds in here, and they're flying all over the place. People have the opportunity to come in and feed them with a seed stick and it's just been an incredibly popular exhibit. First time this year.
Well, the Island Giants have been big for the last 4 years here at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland. They get bigger and bigger every time I see them. I remember when they were babies, Clyde.
As a matter of fact, Gary, we got the brother and sister from Los Angeles Zoo, and this year I flew down to Memphis and I swapped our male for an unrelated male from Waco, and he's even bigger than the male that we had. So these are truly giants of the lizard world.
Well, looks like a new species, but whatever the color, whatever the size, the dinosaurs rule here at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland, and the kids sure love them, Clyde.
They do indeed. We brought dinosaurs in 7-8 years ago, and they've been a big hit every year. I would be afraid to not have them at this point because I hear every day people say they come back to see the dinosaurs.
And every year you add a couple of new ones, like the guy right behind you.
That's right. This is a species we've never displayed before. And as you walk around this part of the park, you'll see a variety of new faces that weren't here last year.
Clyde, first of all, congratulations. 53 years going strong, from snakes to alligators to these big dinosaurs. Congratulations on 53 years here in Central PA, Clyde Peeling's Reptiland.
Thank you very much.
Life can be uncertain. Make sure your financial future is in the hands of someone you trust. The team at Roach Financial has over 100 years combined experience handling a full range of financial products and services. From retirement planning to college savings funds, Roach Financial will evaluate your needs to develop a plan to work towards your goals and earn your trust every single day. Let Roach Financial find the solution for you. Call today for a free consultation. 570-322-1880.
And once again, we're back. Fairfield Auto Group postgame show. And Gary Crispin, Babe Mayor Ben Reichley, 20-17. Big Warrior win, the first over the Seals in some 16 years. Let's go down. And first of all, what a night for Logan Leiby. He came up short, 3 points short. Let's go down to Ben.
Thanks, Gary. Logan Leiby, Selinsgrove quarterback. Boy, a heck of a battle. It seems like your offense was clicking, not clicking, then clicking, and then at the end came up a little short.
Yeah, Montoursville's defense did a heck of a job all night getting pressure on us. I'll give up to my line. They did a great job in the second half, and Coach Pope's kind of new offense that he put in really allowed us to air the ball out a little bit. So things happen. We're going to rebuild from this game and learn, and then go on to week 3.
Well, you said you got to learn a lot from this game. Of course, you played a game last week that was somewhat of a glorified scrimmage. You got into it with Montoursville. They had you down, and you guys fought back, and again came up just a bit short.
Yep, I'm really, really proud of my team. We went in, Coach Hicks got on everyone, and he sparked us. So props to him and props to everyone that just played their heart out tonight.
Hey, appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the year. Take care, Logan.
Not a bad night. 414 yards for that young guy. Let's go to Montoursville. What a night for the Warriors.
Let's go to the victors now. Torrin, boy, I tell you what, guys.
Torrin Lewis.
Heck of a game, guys, and you started off fast. Got into a little plateau a little bit. I heard Coach Kiefer on the sideline. Yeah. He wasn't real happy. I'm sure halftime was good, but boy, heck of a game.
Thank you. We always fight. Like Kiefer always tells us, never give up. We have a young line, and they're doing good. They did what we had to do. We practiced all week, and they did it.
Bryson, again, you start off real fast. It looked like you guys were really had Selinsgrove's number going in. Offensively, that confidence you kept building. Some things didn't go your way, but you guys really stood in there, especially in the second half when you needed that drives.
Yeah, we came in with a game plan. We were prepared for what they were bringing, and they made a few nice adjustments. After we drove down the field on them, they made some adjustments, and then just the defense really was stepping up. I didn't make a couple plays I should have made, and so I got to give it to the defense for really sticking it out.
Well, at the end of that drive, that was a heck of a last drive there. It looked like you were the free man on the blitz. Selinsgrove wasn't blocking down. You had free run.
Yeah, wide open. I just took my opportunity, and I made it work.
Guys, heck of a game. 2 weeks. You look at 2 big victories here. You start next week. You got Danville coming in here. I know we're going to see you a couple times more coming up this year. But congratulations. Congratulations on Montoursville. I'm going to be honest, it hurts a little bit, but after 16 years, you guys really earned that victory against Selinsgrove. So have a good week of practice and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Gary and Babe, you look at this, the coaches will break down the film, and Coach Kiefer is, as he talked about, they know they can get better. These guys are getting it. That's a big deal when coaches feel that. And, Babe, you've been on that other side. When your team is getting it, now you might not be executing 100% here and there, but when you're getting it, you know you can get there. So Coach Kiefer looks very confident, and look what Montoursville can do here going in. I know we're going to see them a couple more times minimum, but look for Montoursville to be in the state. They'll be in those state rankings. They really don't mean a lot now, but at the end of the year. But I tell you what, Montoursville is going to be a team to watch.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Ben, thanks. Well, what a night. You were talking about Mike has that play ready. River Valley Transit, big play of the ball game. Big play happened to be this sack. Libby had him coming. Let's take another look at a big-time sack put on by Torrin Lewis, who this is as big a play as there was in the entire game. That's huge. And they made adjustments, and they really did get him out of whack at the tail end of the game. He did not have the confidence because he was dumping it off and throwing at will. And then Montoursville made those big stops. Convoy made big plays right on down the list.
Yeah, and, on that particular blitz we saw right there, it worked all night. The defensive tackle is not honoring that linebacker on the inside. He's going out and he's taking out the defensive man to the outside. The inside man is taking the man down to the inside, and Torrin Lewis just runs right through there and has such good speed and good closing time on the quarterback. The quarterback can't move, and that was a big part of the victory tonight.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back at final time and talk about next week. Tonight, big win, Montoursville. They're 2-0, 20-7 final score. This is the Rennie Road Armel All-State Game of the Week. And we're back at our Fairfield Auto Group post-game show with Rick Quigley, where it all started here in 14 car lines, soon to be 9 locations because we're here at BMW, but pretty soon a brand new BMW store. That's exciting.
That's right, Gary. We've got a huge new store going up. We've already broken ground. It's behind our Honda and Toyota store down in Muncie, and it's going to be a brand new state-of-the-art showroom, 9-10 car showroom. Wow. 22,000 square foot facility. It's going to be unbelievable.
How soon do we look for that in 2017?
Well, we should be in there, I'm going to say, in the spring of 2017.
Sounds fantastic. Right after basketball this year. Rick, I think you have more inventory for BMWs than I've ever seen.
We are selling a lot more, which is enabling us to build a new store, and they've given us a lot more inventory. As you can see, the lot is full of new and certified pre-owned out front, and that's only going to increase and get bigger and better as we go and get in the new store.
Yeah, the 3 Series is great, 5 Series right up to the 7 Series, but when it comes to the sport utility vehicle, the sport activity vehicle, those cars are fantastic, starting with the X1 right on up.
Yeah, we have pretty much everyone covered, and actually next year we have an X7 coming out, which is on the 7 Series platform. It'll be a full-size sport utility, and looking forward to that very much. Should be an 8-passenger.
Should be fantastic. And the other thing about BMW, certified pre-owned. If you want to get into one that looks brand spanking new and still be the talk of your neighborhood, get in one that's maybe a couple years old that looks brand new.
And it comes with a fantastic BMW warranty on it, yes.
Got to check it out. Fairfield BMW, part of the Fairfield Auto Group, with a new location coming in spring 2017. Rick, let's keep it moving for Fairfield.
That's what we're here for. Thanks, Gary.
Hey, more of the post game. We'll be right back.
Ray-Ban, Nike, Polo Ralph Lauren, Maui Jim, Costa, Gucci, Wiley X. Price Optical has the widest selection of sunglass eyewear in the area. Attention gas workers and outdoorsmen and women. Wiley X sunglasses are ANSI safety rated and military ballistic certified. At Price Optical, we set our sights on your vision. Our focus is on providing you complete quality eyewear. Price Optical, for the finest in eyewear.
Well, John Kennedy, you've been with us a lot of years here on Cable Sports, and now with Auto Trim Design, Legion Road, Muncie. Tell me about, now you're still doing real estate, but tell me about the new Auto Trim Design.
Yeah, I am still doing real estate with Fish, but I partnered up with Rennie Road Armel for Auto Trim Design, which is a building and equipment and designers and installers that can do pretty much anything. They can wrap something new for you, they can add on something new, they can change something new, and we're also in the sports line. We can do band banners for schools. We can do decals for helmets. We can do pretty much anything here.
So bottom line is you want to get a new look for your business. Great way to market. They totally wrapping vehicles. It's amazing how they can wrap a building, for God's sakes, anything under the sun.
And our installer probably has. She's fantastic. She's one of the best in the area.
So when it comes to a new marketing plan or something cool, even you might want to even do it with your boat on the river, this is a way to get it wrapped and get it redone. Auto Trim Design. Auto Trim
Design can do it, and we are quick to turn around. Okay. And we have Saturday appointments as well.
How do they get in touch with you?
570-546-8455, and we're on 530 Legion Road, right behind Lezer Lumber.
Check it out today. Auto Trim Design. Thanks, Joan.
Thanks, Gary.
Griggs' Coffee and Peanuts and Dolly's Diner, serving 3 meals 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., 3 p.m. on Sundays. House-made desserts, including famous Griggs' sticky buns, coffee, peanuts, and peanut butter, and specialty drinks. Griggs' Coffee and Peanuts and Dolly's Diner, just off North Loyalsock Avenue in Montoursville.
You've known the name for more than 50 years. Alvarado Construction, offering extensive design and build services all over Pennsylvania. John Alvarado, now you're doing even more residential.
We've partnered with Scholl's Design, a residential architectural firm, offering designs out of their catalog. Also have the ability to do a custom design in-house for a client.
And a remodel, like the Kiss FM home makeover, a huge success.
That was a great project. Gave them a new kitchen in about 3 days.
Alvarado Construction for residential and commercial builds. Well, that's it. Fairfield postgame show, and we're going to wrap it up. The final score here tonight, 20-17, as the Warriors have beaten Selinsgrove for the first time since 2000. Selinsgrove outgained them 461-316 based on what Libby did. And Logan Libby put up some numbers, 29 out of 46 for 414 yards. Messina was 4 out of 4 early, 2 big touchdowns. Finished 9 out of 22 for 167. Did have that 1 pick, but 2 touchdowns. But Ott ran for 123. Lewis ran the football well, and also Torrin did a great job with a big middle screen that helped set up a drive that got him the winning field goal, and did a great job. Defensive player of the game on the other side. Also some great play by Conboy and Shea and Ott and Washington. We could go right down the list of the guys making big plays. Shea caught 4 for 105, and Inch caught 9 for 143. He really hurt him in the game and made a great catch on 4th down to keep a drive alive in traffic. And a great job by Logan Libby. Babe, next week, the Millionaires won big at Mifflin County. We're going to be there next week live at 6:50. You can check it out on WebWeeklyLive.com. All the replays, anytime you want to see it, just go to WebWeeklyLive.com and click on the game. And, of course, Comcast 190 Sunday at 10, Monday at 7. Great win, Montoursville. Should be fun next week. We've got a lot of great games coming up.
We sure do. And I tell you what, if they're anything like this game here tonight, they're going to be great to watch on either cable sports or on Web Weekly Live, because this was a good one.
No doubt. From the entire crew here, for our Iron Man Mike Strunk for 30 years running the show down in the truck, all their entire crew, and for Babe Mayer, I'm Gary Crispin saying so long from Memorial Stadium. Big win tonight. The Warriors of Montoursville, they're 2-0. They beat Selinsgrove tonight 20-17. See you next week.
For over 30 years, Fairfield Auto Group has had an unyielding commitment to hometown values. And we know how important those are to you. At Fairfield, cost less, but our service remains unrivaled. Fairfield for fair deals. Fairfield. You're gonna love us.
Well, it's time again for a Babe Bear makeover here at the Clothier in the heart of downtown Williamsport for men.
Now, Babe, the new thing out this year is the new blues. The blues are the hot thing for this year. This is the new blue window pane by Jack Victor. 100% wool, year-round fabric. The patterns all match through the collar and through the back. It's a beautiful, beautiful color this season.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's a great-looking jacket, Francis. What else you got in blue?
Okay, let's see what we have next. Babe, this is another one showing you called Paul Bentley. He does them all tie-in fabrics from Italy. The lining is beautifully made inside. It's also another gorgeous look how the blues are fairly popular this season.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's another nice looking jacket, Francis. The trouble is you got too many nice looking jackets in here.
Well, let's see if we have another one to look at.
Wow,
Babe,
Francis.
this is a beautiful blue. The new blue, like I told you, this season, it's the hottest thing. And it's the blue foot by Jack Victor, all wool with the blue, with a little tan window pane that looks gorgeous with all the different attire, the cleans to go with pants, shirts, and ties.
100% wool?
100% wool. You wear it all season, 4-season fabric.
I'll tell you what, Francis, I think this is the one.
Okay, that's going to look beautiful on you when you wear this at the show.
And I promise I'll wear it on the air.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Babe, this is the perfect look for what you need it for. It's an Enra all-cotton wrinkle-free shirt, a Barbara Blank silk tie, and the Bill's khaki pants. And to set it off is the Alan Edmonds Stradmock shirt. That's a perfect fit for what you need for.
The Clothier in the heart of downtown Williamsport.
Surprise! Hi, Mom.
George, Susan came home. You drove? It must have taken you forever.
Well, it was so cold the car wouldn't start this morning. Then I hit some ice outside Chicago.
That's horrible.
Oh, it's all right. Dad gave me AAA, remember?
Hi, Pumpkin.
Hi, Dad.
You trust AAA with your car. Now let AAA Travel handle your vacation plans. Don't go